The manhwa starts as we hear, eternal life, eternal life. Our MC wakes up from the noise around him. He was sleeping on the beach. He doesn't know how he got wherever this is, so he wonders where he is. We are told that he is in the audience seat of the mythological arena. Our MC's name is Lu Changsheng. He was a third-year archaeology student in his previous life. His friend appears beside him and tells him to stop daydreaming and get in the line quickly. Today is the once-in-a-decade Divine Awakening Day. Lu wonders what's that. Now we get a flashback. 100 years ago, the mythological arena descended upon the continent. Gods from different nations were resurrected. Once a human turns 16, they can use the Divine Awakening Stone to summon a god. Those who successfully summon gain a divine power and represent their country in battles in the mythological arena. Okay, so far this manhwa is giving very record of Ragnarok and Fate series vibe. Moving on, we are shown some poor guy summoning Lord Erlangshan. That does not go well. We are told that if someone summons the wrong name, their only outcome is death. We are told that the Chinese civilization has suffered a fracture, with much of its historical and mythological records buried in dust. Countless Chinese sages sacrificed their flesh and blood for a century of peace, yet the next generation struggles to remember their names, and I have to agree with this. Chinese history is so fascinating. Just look at how well they did with Black Myth, Wukong. There are so many more stories to be told. Now we are introduced to the City Lord, and everyone else is cheering and waiting as the Divine Awakening ceremony has officially begun. MC standing and looking very chill wonders if the ceremony fails, they turn to dust. He thinks this world is truly dangerous. We are finally introduced to, I must say, the most thick waifu ever. As everyone looks towards her, they mention that she is Lu Yenran, daughter of the top swordsman Lu Rufeng. She ranked first in the national exams, and with her pedigree she is bound to summon a powerful divine being. Lu's friend is very envious of the waifu. He states that she is from a good family, has excellent skills and is a true wealthy beauty. He says that if someone could win her over they would skip 10 years of hard work. The friend states that, it's a shame that Huaxia was on the brink of losing in the arena. He really hopes Lu Yenran can awaken a powerful god and fight for their country. He doesn't want to lose to Sakura Nation, neither does Lu. It's finally the waifu's turn. Lu Yenran goes to touch the divine crystal. The lord of the city hopes that she summons a high-tier god to save Huaxia, also known as China. As she touches the crystal, a bluish-purple phenomenon appears, which is the sign of a high tier, and 3 images of gods appear. Even Lu is shocked to see 3 images. He remembers that these are the same as his previous life. Everyone is shocked to see this. Waifu starts the chant. The name of the god of death will be passed down. Attack the nations and never surrender. The battle of Red stained the hills with blood. His heart shone through the sky. Slamming her hands together, she humbly requests the presence of the god of war, Bai Qi. MC starts talking and wondering that, wasn't Bai Qi part of the Battle of Chongping, a warlord from Qin dynasty in a battle from the late Eastern Han period? They're hundreds of years apart. Dude is really showing off that he is or was an archaeology student. He states that they have nothing to do with each other. His friend, while telling him to shut up, calls him crazy for questioning the top scorer of the national exam. He tells the MC that Lu Yenran comes from a scholarly swordsman family. Other people standing around join his friend and start calling him an ignorant student from a small place. They ask the MC, how is he fit to judge the top scorer, the daughter of a sword immortal? Someone else asks him about the nonsense of Battle of Chongping. Is he trying to make up history? Another mentions that according to historical records, the most famous battle is the Battle of Red Cliffs. MC thinks of them as pathetic and wonders that the modern civilization has completely collapsed. People have already forgotten their history. The city lord with happiness announces that the compatibility rate between Lu Yenran and her summon is 40%. She has awakened an S-rank god of war, Bai Qi. This was very much expected from the daughter of the sword immortal. The city lord and an elder talk. They ask who just said that Bai Qi was from the Battle of Chongping. Maybe just a mere clown. She has a great future ahead of her, but unfortunately, she will need time to grow. In the upcoming mythological battles they'll have to wait for the sword immortal Lu to return from the frontier. Waifu radiating with purple aura takes a walk goes back to the crystal. City lord wonders what she's doing. He wonders if she is trying to summon another unknown god. He notices that it's an emperor. We are told that human gods are weak and rare, emperor gods are even more unheard of. People start talking about her courage. They think that maybe it's Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. Only Emperor Taizong conquered the world at a young age. He could be venerated as a legendary emperor throughout history. Unfortunately, the records of emperors in history are few and far between. MC thinks not. He knows what the people are talking about is wrong. He states that in the Sui and Tang periods, emperor garments were primarily yellow. In no dynasty did emperors ever wear black. Lu wonders something. Another elder appears and mentions that this the first time an emperor god has appeared in the arena in 100 years. According to historical records, there have been countless emperors in Chinese millennia-long history. This old guy is Li Xian, head of Tianxian, one of the 4 great academies of Huaxia. He states that choosing recklessly would be fatal for the waifu. The city lord tells Yanran that she is the future of Huaxia and cannot afford to fail. Yanran, while looking at the summon, tells him that if she walks away, this top-tier summon will vanish from this world. As waifu looks at the summon while looking absolutely gorgeous, the old guy tells her that they cannot risk their future top-tier fighting force. The old guy orders his assistant to notify Tangshuan Academy that they will use 10 years' worth of nation's fortune to anchor the emperor's soul. He wants to see if one of the students coming for divine awakening can recognize it. The assistant summons his phoenix spirit and takes off to deliver the message. The old guy makes an announcement. Students, a top-tier god has appeared in Huaxia, possibly Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. As they all know, a top-tier god is critical for the survival of Huaxia's future. We hear an announcer saying, suffering a devastating loss, he experienced bitter defeat. The announcer is the host, Aphrodite. She announces that Huaxia lost both rounds from Sakura. The elder tells everyone that Huaxia has already lost 2 rounds of the godly war. 1 more loss and they'll have to cede territory and make reparations. He tells them that without a top-tier god they are relying solely on the sword immortal. It gives them little hope. He understands that Huaxia's cultural fracture make it difficult to identify the gods, and makes it very risky. He tells them perhaps we'll die today. He asks who else dares to step forward and try. The students start wondering if this is the Emperor Taizong. They are also worried that if they guessed wrong, they might die. I am wondering about the 3rd female divine spirit. Where did she go? Who chose her? Anyway, let's continue. A student from Kyoto Academy wants to try. Another girl from the Magical Capital Academy wants to try. And slowly everyone agrees to try. MC, like the good student that he is, raises his hand and tells everyone that he knows the origin of this emperor and that it's different from the dean's judgment. While his friend is trying to calm him down, MC states his name and that he is from Jinling Academy, and wants to try. Others start talking. Jingling Academy ranked pretty low in the exams, or is he trying to show off risking his life? His friend tells him that summoning with the wrong name will get him killed, but MC is looking very confident. Lu walks up. The elder thinks he is very confident and wonders does he really have knowledge about the emperor. Elder still believes that it's Taizong, however he still believes in the student and allows him to try, stating that they should never stand in the way of Huaxia citizens' pure heart. On the other side of the arena are the students from Sakura Nation. They are shocked to see an unknown god appear in Huaxia. They wonder that how could a culturally impoverished country like them compete with Sakura Nation. They are really fearless and ignorant, trying to fight death over the summon. While everyone is calling MC names, he puts his hand on the divine crystal. Everyone including the waifu is shocked. The crystal emits a red phenomenon, looks like orange aura. People start wondering if the monkey has activated an unknown higher-tier god. Sakura, India, and Korea Nation start talking. Orange aura is the highest tier. In Huaxia history the highest aura has been purple. It was only India and Greece Nation ever produced orange aura. They are scared of the red aura and wonders if Huaxia even deserves it. The elder states that this is the aura of an SSS-Tier god. The current ranking levels are in order: white, green, blue, purple and orange. Only a few people know that above orange lies red. There is only one red summon, which is in the Vatican. City Lord wonders if there really is an SSS-Tier god in Huaxia's history. MC thinks that SSS-Tier is the limit of other gods, but it's not his limit. Even if other are SSS-Tier they cannot compare to him. Waifu wonders that MC's exam scores weren't ideal. Can he really summon an SSS-Tier? Aside from the Emperor God, MC has activated another SSS-Tier god. They all wonder what kind of a god is he. A giant red-orange axe-wielding spirit appears. The elder looking at it thinks, his muscles are bulging, his face rugged, and his strength is unmatched. He wonders, could he the ancient god, Xing Tian? MC standing all proud tells the elder that Xing Tian was headless, using his chest as his eyes, his belly as mouth, and wielding an axe and shield in battle. But this god has both head and limbs. How could he be Xing Tian? MC thinks that the myths of Huaxia have faded away for far too long. He wonders if this is the reason he came to this world. MC starts his chant. In the beginning Pangu created the heavens and earth, and with his mighty power he established the universe. Though his body perished, his spirit remains, nourishing the land and the people. MC bows his head and humbly requests the presence of first god of creation, Pangu. Sakura Nation audience section is shocked to hear, Creator God. Huaxia Nation audience section has the same reaction. Truly one can't judge a person by their appearance. They never thought he could summon an SSS-Tier. They wonder how does he know the identity of this Creator God. MC looks up to it stating, Pangu opened the heavens and the earth, his body transforming into all things. He's the most supreme summon. Suddenly system panel appears. Character, Lu Chongsheng. Compatibility, 1%, main god, Pangu. Man, these people are summoning divine beings like picking their starter Pokemon. Meanwhile, outside the arena a young boy is sweeping. He looks up to see Pangu, the leader of all the gods in Chinese mythology. Guy is like Chinese version of Zeus. The young boy wants to sound the fate bell and announce it to the world, and he does so. He picks up the hammer and gongs the bell 9 times. Here we are introduced to the sword immortal, Lu Qing. He asks his assistant if he misheard. She replies that no, he did not, and they did hear 9 rings. The elder is excited to know that MC and Pangu have formed a bond, and that Huaxia now has a supreme god, an SSS-level god. Waifu thinks the strongest god in Huaxia history only sounded the bell 3 times. Emperor Tokugawa of the Sakura Nation is furious. A mere boy from Huaxia summoned a supreme god. He asks Lord Matsumoto if he is confident in dealing with the MC. Matsumoto, a lord from Sakura Nation playing with his snake, states that, even if he's a new god-blessed individual with a supreme god, their compatibility is only 1%, it would be difficult for MC to summon Pangu in the arena. He states that with his current strength he can easily tear MC and his summon apart. They need to kill this Huaxia prodigy before he gets strong. Tokugawa orders his ninja to spread the word and initiate the named god war. They cannot allow MC to continue living. MC thinks that SSS-Tier is the pinnacle of most gods, but it is certainly not the limit of Pangu. While looking at the emperor summon, MC knows even though Pangu is great, but with his current compatibility, as he is thinking that, he gets lifted from the ground and we hear the announcer say, Sakura Nation consumes 10 years of national fortune, and by doing so they are initiating a named god war against Lu from Huaxia Nation. All contestants are to prepare for battle in 10 minutes. Everyone is taken by surprise as the MC is lifted up. MC has been transported. He thinks that the locked space has been transported to a different dimension. He has been transported to the inner realm and his projection is being shown to others in Huaxia. There is no turning back now. Waifu is angry at such insidious tactics. The Sakura audience, which was in panic before, have now started celebrating. Emperor Tokugawa tells us about the named god war. It serves 2 purposes. Not only does it grant victory in mythical arena, it also removes Huaxia's young god-blessed genius before he can grow. Furthermore, he thinks that Huaxia's sword immortal is easy to defeat, and as for the national consumed fortune, they'll deal with it somehow. Sword Immortal is informed about Sakura Nation's premature action of starting a named god war. This battle can only happen between individuals with S-tier gods or higher, and once started the locked fighters take the stage. No matter how high Lu may fly in the future, right now he is just a baby bird. The assistant informs the Sword Immortal that in this way Sakura Nation can move strategically. This is the first time named God War has appeared in the arena. They want to quickly get rid of the MC. All angry, the Sword Immortal vows that if anything happens to MC in the battle, on this day next year he will trample Shijing. Just a few minutes later the fight starts. The snake bastard wonders what this wet behind the ears child could do. The snake guy tells MC to watch out because even if the sword immortal was here, the purple snake guy could have teared him apart. MC wonders that Pangu should be impossible to summon, but the emperor god he just got might appear in the mythical arena. The purple dude taunts the MC that does he have the courage to face him. MC taunts back and tells him that his snake head would make great stew. Purple guy calls MC sharp-tongued, and tells him that he will personally sever his head and feed it to his snake god. Aphrodite appears and after welcoming everyone she tells them that the battle will be broadcast globally, and the participating nations are Huaxia and Sakura. So China versus Japan, she continues that this is the third match of the arena battle and currently Sakura nation has won 2 matches. If they win one more, Huaxia will be forced to surrender half its population and half its fortune to Sakura nation. Now we are given the rules. In each battle 5 gods will be randomly refreshed. The players may summon one of them. Once summoned the god cannot appear again in subsequent battle. It's a best of 5 format. The victor survives while the loser god perishes. Man, they are really ripping of Pokemon battles. Anyway, MC knows that victory means life and defeat means death. Hundreds of individuals have died at the hands of this Orochi. MC is going to settle both personal and national scores today. They will decide life and death. After both give confirmation of understanding the rules, their information is displayed for the audience. Matsumoto is a S-level god-blessed individual with an SS-Tier awakened god. Yamada no Orochi we already know about MC, so need for introductions, and so the battle begins. Both players are asked to summon their gods. Matsumoto steps into the god stone first and summons Yamada. Their compatibility is nearly perfect. He tells Orochi to settle down. He tells MC that his Orochi has already torn apart 2 of Huaxia's gods. MC steps into the god stone. Instead of Pangu other blue rarity gods appear. Huaxia audience is shocked. The purple bastard tells MC that today he will tear him apart. He calls his summon to obey his command and awaken. MC narrates to the emperor spirit, you should not be forgotten and nor should you be buried in the dust of history. People start wondering if Lu is going to summon the unknown god king. It would be way too risky. The elder from Huaxia starts telling everyone that it could be Tang Taizong as recorded in history. Waifu wonders that according to the secret archives, it could also be Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang from the Ming dynasty. MC starts the chant, the king of Qin conquered all under heaven, his might like a tiger. Wielding his sword, he swept aside the floating clouds, and the lords all came from the west, standing alone through the ages, a single emperor. MC joins his hands together, bows and says, the unworthy descendant of the later generations now pay respect to the founder of Huaxia, Ingzheng. Lu managed to summon another SS-Tier god. Everyone from Huaxia including the city lord start screaming, heaven bless Huaxia. The elder on the other hand is worried. Human gods are weaker than demon gods, and the human god which Lu just summoned, may struggle to be a match for the 8-headed serpent at the same level. Now that both sides have successfully summoned their gods, the match begins. The purple bastard being all smug states that he knew MC couldn't summon Pangu, but what surprised him more is that MC summoned a frail human god. The purple bastard keeps laughing and taunting while the MC bows his head pays his respect. MC states that even though future generations forgot him and that is their shame. However, from today onwards, First Emperor's achievements will forever be remembered by his descendants. The Emperor unified the written language, standardized vehicles and roads, and united the people of 7 states. He planted the seed of unification in the hearts of the people of Great Xia. For 100 generations and 1,000 years, the people of Xia will remember that it cannot be divided. He ensured that the rivers and mountains were never again invaded by foreign tribes, and he built the Great Wall to protect the land and its people. He unified thought in the world, burning heretical texts and foolish books. Lu has 60% compatibility with Ingzheng. Everyone including the waifu is shocked as they wonder everything Lu just said. They wonder if there really was an emperor with such great achievements in history. Purple bastard mocks them, what if he is an emperor, what can a human spirit do? Emperor asks Lu about the purple bastard. Lu tells him that this guy is a foreigner who oppresses Huaxia. Emperor gets angry and states, how dare a mere foreigner oppress Huaxia. Those who offend Huaxia must die. Sakura Nation's audience starts making fun of the emperor. The purple bastard taunts the emperor, stating that he truly was an emperor once. He is brimming with authority. The snake Orochi mocks the emperor that how could a mere human god be arrogant enough to battle a true god. The snake heads wanted a thrilling battle. They mention he is so weak and small that he wouldn't even fill the gaps in their teeth. The emperor puts his hand forward and summons his blade, declaring his only regret is never having slain a god. All the audience from other nations keep belittling the emperor and laughing at him. Orochi doesn't care about the sword. He tells Lu and the emperor to wield it. The snake god lunges at them with his mouth, telling them that this strike will tell them the difference between a demon god and a human god. He tells them that how dare mere mortals blaspheme the gods. Orochi strikes and cracks the ground. Sakura Lord thinks that it's over. This human god from Huaxia, like the ones before him, will be easily torn apart. Other nations start joining the Lord in talking bullshit about Huaxia. They all believe that there is no way a human god could go against a demon god. Some are leaving the arena certain that Huaxia has lost. Just then a flash of light appears and the emperor swings his sword and bam, the attacking head of Orochi is sliced. The sliced head falls to the ground, shocking everyone. Even the waifu is amazed that the emperor cut the head of the serpent. With one swing of his sword, other head of Orochi comes forward and asks the emperor that without any divine power how can he unleash a force that even rivals strong gods. He asks him how did he do it. The emperor tells him that his sword and his technique is the chi refining technique of ancient Qin. His sword was forged by the countless chi cultivators of Huaxia, and his technique defies the heaven. The elder is excited knowing that his ancestors could create such an earth-shattering technique. Orochi tells them their technique is an amusing little toy, and it only severed one of his many heads. As he regrows his severed head, he tells them he can regenerate his limbs. He is immortal. As he is about to attack again, he asks with his open mouth, how could a mere human god hope to stop him? Orochi tells the main duo that the mortals ought to kneel before him. How dare they harm him? He tells them that they will be trapped in hell and never incarnate. The emperor tells Orochi that if he loses, he shall be in debt to the people of Qin, so what if he dies? However, emperor tells him that he has never lost in his life. Orochi gets angry at him and yells, how dare you? All of Orochi's heads attack the emperor and the emperor starts cutting him. It's a fierce fight, like Pikachu versus Arbok. When the dust settles, Orochi tells them to give up as he starts mending his wounds. Audience section of Huaxia starts getting disappointed. They wonder if their human god can defeat this vicious demon god when it keeps mending its broken limbs. We get a close-up of the emperor. He has taken some strikes and his face is bleeding. He wonders that it never dies. No one can do that, even the most ancient divine beings. Their clash begins again. Emperor yells Orochi. He can feel it getting weaker. He asks Orochi that how many times can you repair yourself. Orochi strikes the emperor straight on and tells him to give up. The emperor slams into the ground. As emperor tries to get up, Huaxia's audience cries and mourns. The forefather of Huaxia has his blood spilled all over the arena. The elder of the academy tells the city lord to prepare for defeat. If the emperor doesn't die, he can continue to rule Huaxia and make it the world's best nation. They can't let him continue his sacrifice. Man, these people really give up easy. Anyway, let's continue with the fight. Emperor, while trying to get up, thinks that there are too many. It feels like it'll never end. But every time he attacks it feels like he's almost there. Emperor feels the aura from the great Qin, aura from all the land from of this whole world. His golden dragon starts to appear. Every Huaxia member with divine awakening summon their spirits to give their energy, like Spirit Bomb from Dragon Ball. As he stands up, the emperor knows he owns all this power coming to him. All the divine spirits from Huaxia start entering the arena to aid the great Qin divine emperor. The emperor orders all the divine spirits to attack and kill Orochi. And so each of Huaxia's divine spirits starts butchering Orochi. One of Orochi's head falls near the purple bastard from Sakura. He is shocked at how can a mere human summon so many divine spirits. He refuses to believe that Orochi can be defeated. The purple bastard thinks, what if his spirit is losing? He's still in the fight. he looks at the MC and calls him foolish. He states, so what if MC is really talented? He states that there is no time for MC's growth. He summons his powers and starts glowing with purple aura. He states that if the guardian dies, it'll be counted as a loss. He appears behind the MC with his dagger, ready to strike him down. Waifu and Elder warn the MC and tell him to dodge. MC dodges the strike and grabs the attacker's arm, a little twist and turn and bam, down goes the weasel. The audience is shocked at this display of power from Lu. He just became a guardian and has lowest resonance with the creator. They wonder how strong could Pangu be. MC glares at the fallen bastard and states that even with the lowest resonance, his body is still as strong as a stone. The purple bastard gets up and commends MC for having such a strong body. He asks the MC does he knows in divine arts or any magic. He calls MC that he is still a piece of trash and summon his shadow clone and attacks with flying kicks. His clone can completely copy his skill and strength. Shout out to my boy Naruto here. Anyway, MC grabs their legs and slams the original and the copy into each other. MC calls him an SS class guardian indeed. He hits hard, into himself, lol. In Huaxia's audience stand boys and girls start fangirling over Lu. Sakura's audience stand on the other side starts to are crying because Orochi is about to lose. Sakura Emperor is shaken to his soul. He can't believe that the human god is so strong, and even the new divine guardian possesses such incredible strength. The divine spirits have turned Orochi into barbecue slices. Orochi while getting butchered yells, offerings. I want offerings. The people in Sakura Nation's audience start melting like wax. On the verge of death, Orochi starts eating souls of Sakura's audience and mends itself to get stronger, and so the big purple snake is back at full power. Lu while stomping the purple bastard states the same what the purple bastard mentioned before. When the divine guardian dies, the divine beast will return to its celestial origins. Lu while looking at Orochi thinks he needs to kill Orochi first to stop the fight once and for all. Orochi calls the duo foolish for going up against a divine beast such as him. While powering up with purple lightning, Orochi tells them that they are fighting against millions of citizens of Sakura Nation. Huaxia's emperor mocks Orochi and asks that he is okay with sacrificing his citizens as he wishes. Orochi yells that these citizens are sacrificing their lives. Emperor interrupts him and states that his citizens are becoming the source of energy for him to recover. Sakura audience is shocked and scared to hear this. Emperor tells them that he was fighting for his whole life and pursued the divine path in his elderly years. Everyone around him told him that he was foolish, but the emperor mastered one trick. Although he couldn't become divine, it's a technique that can save the world. As emperor starts floating in the air, all the divine spirits bow to him. Emperor states that with this technique everyone becomes a dragon such as himself. It a technique where he shares his energy with others. Emperor while floating starts shining like the sun, sharing his life energy with every other Huaxia's divine spirit. He calls this technique the immortal chi technique. All the divine spirits become even more empowered, becoming more orange than before. Even the waifu notices that her resonance with the contracted deity is rising. Other divine guardians also start feeling incredibly strong. Even the one who were blind can see the light again. Emperor while looking a bit exhausted mentions that his whole life has been devoted to ensuring that the people of Huaxia can live peacefully and happily forever, and to wish that all people in the world can act like a dragon and stay healthy. Man, what a noble spirit. Huaxia audience starts crying such noble plans for their nation. Emperor while squatting and burning with aura states that he is willing to do anything for his people. The king of Hawk Nation thinks that while Orochi sacrifices his own people for strength, the emperor of Huaxia is willing to sacrifice his own life for his people. American audience is stunned at the amazing power of Eastern civilization, and OMG, I see what you did there, China. Emperor calls for all the celestial soldiers of the great Qin nation. All the divine spirits bow their heads and yell that they are here. Emperor still squatting orders them to kill the rest of Orochi heads. All the divine spirits heed the call of their emperor. They start attacking Orochi all over his giant body. Pieces of Orochi start falling everywhere in the arena. Orochi tries his purple lightning and knocks some spirits off him. Getting fucked, Orochi starts demanding more sacrifices from the Sakura Nation. he starts sucking the soul of the Sakura audience. Even the Emperor of Sakura is getting his soul sucked. While quivering he states that they can't carry on like this. Orochi is now sucking the soul of the elites of Sakura. He begs Orochi to stop and tells him that this is the end. Sakura Nation cannot keep paying this hefty price anymore. Sakura audience is getting angry. They yell that Huaxia's emperor hopes everyone acts like a dragon with kindness, while Orochi keeps asking for sacrifices. They start telling him to go die. Huaxia's emperor finally stands up from his log squat and points his blade towards Orochi, telling him that his people have abandoned him. Emperor brings forth his dragon and cuts the remaining Orochi into kebabs. Orochi's last head falls to the ground and starts turning to stone. Orochi is dead. MC, while standing over the purple bastard, states that with Orochi dead there is no reason to keep his guardian alive. MC stomps on his neck, breaking it and killing him. Man, talk about ruthless. I love it. Do it more. Aphrodite now formally announces that Lu has won and the score with Sakura Nation is now 1-2. Sakura audience can't believe that the monkey did it. He won. City Lord is proud of MC. The elder of Huaxia's academy can't believe that a mere mortal stood shoulder to shoulder with a divine beast and ended up defeating the divine beast. Aphrodite, looking absolutely stunning, states that the performance even shocked her. She mentions that after a short break there will be another divine battle. She asks the divine guardians to get ready. Huaxia's emperor is fucked up. He can't even stand without the support of his sword. He is breathing heavily and looks tired. Huaxia's audience can't believe that their forefather got so tired. Elder mentions that it's because there are hardly any believers of the emperor in Huaxia Nation. The battle has wounded the emperor greatly. MC runs towards the forefather. Emperor, while vanishing, tells Lu that he can't continue fighting alongside him. Emperor tells him that he has a dream. Emperor hopes that all life in the world fades to ashes, and the Emperor returns to what I assume his Pokeball, or as they call it, the celestial realm. Everyone in Huaxia starts asking if the forefather is gone. Academy elder states that the power of a god is dependent on the number of believers, and no one believed in the forefather before this battle. Elder states that the emperor really gave his all in the battle. Huaxia's audience and the elder cry for disrespecting their emperor. Stats window appear and we find out the Lu's reserve god. The emperor has frozen and cannot be summoned again. To summon him again he need more believers. MC tells everyone that their forefather isn't gone, they just need to believe harder. MC notices that after summoning the emperor his resonance with Pangu has also increased. MC thinks that if he keeps summoning other deities in the future, his resonance with Pangu will increase and he'll be able to summon him into this world. Forefather isn't gone, he's just resting in his Pokeball for now. When his name is praised again in Huaxia, he will return. Huaxia's audience is relieved that their forefather is still with them. Academy elder tells the city lord and everyone else to record what their forefather done in the history, so it is known forever. They can't let the gods of Huaxia be buried in history. Sword Master is glad he was finally able to make it near the arena. He is glad that Lu managed to kill that bastard Orochi. The assistant lady that was with him gives a sinister smile, and with her blood she starts the divine arena. She puts her hand forward and challenges the Sword Master. Windows appear informing us that Sakura Nation's Miko Hanma challenges Huaxia Nation's Lu Qing to divine duel. Battle will start in 10 minutes. Qing is shocked to find out that she is a spy from the Sakura Nation. Hanma, while opening her hair and getting rid of her disguise, states that she was with Qing for 10 years, waiting for a chance like this. She mentions that without Qing, even if Huaxia has a talented young divine guardian, they are doomed. Now revealing her true self and her true boobs, she states that Huaxia now belongs to Sakura Nation. Qing pulls out his sword and summons his divine spirit, ready to beat the crap out of this sexy spy. In the arena, Elder is informed by some background character about what happened outside. Elder informs everyone else that the Sword Master has been attacked by a spy and he won't be able to make it here on time. They need someone else for the next battle. Audience is angry. They can't believe how petty Sakura Nation is. Man, they are really taking it out on Japan. They know it's a matter of life and death, but without Sword Master it'll be hard for them to win. We are told that 2 out of the 4 Huaxia Masters were killed by Orochi, and over the past few years Sword Master alone has been responsible for Huaxia's victory. Elder is worried that the fourth battle is about to begin. Elder, while summoning his divine phoenix, states that Lu must be tired from the last battle and therefore, Elder himself will take on Sakura Nation. MC, being all edgy, says, "Nah." He says that he'll win, so they should let him enter the battle. Elder tells him to not force himself. MC's friend speaks up, stating that MC won't know every deity he summons, he should let the Elder go. Even the waifu interacts with MC, telling him that the Elder is the best, is Huaxia, he'll have a better chance at winning. MC, standing all stubborn like channels his Martin Luther King Jr. and states that he once had a dream. Everyone looks around and there is a new orange aura in the stadium. Mixed with the phoenix, MC continues that there was an old god in his dream, he was smiling and comforting him, and after woke up from his dream he learned the hidden legacy of Huaxia. His friend and waifu are shocked, it seemed like they felt some aura. MC states that in the past there was the great Ru who obtained the path of life. He also obtained the path of immortality. Elder talks to MC and states that understanding the path is not uncommon. Now Elder knows why MC knows all the deities of Huaxia. Elder mentions that he knows MC wants to prove himself, but he is more experienced. He too knows all about the deities of Huaxia. City Lord tells MC that he is young and talented, there is no need for him to sacrifice himself. Elder's phoenix appears over them and MC starts absorbing its aura. The blazing phoenix is giving its power to MC. This phoenix is the Elder's spirit from 1,000 years ago. Audience talks that the master's casual description gave the swallow its uniqueness. The swallow, now known as phoenix, was never recorded before. Elder, after witnessing his spirit giving its power to MC, agrees that Lu knows a lot more about Huaxia's hidden mythologies. Elder agrees to send him to battle but tells him to rest before the battle because summoning another divine spirit will drain more stamina. MC and waifu finally come face to face, and like a vacuum on full sucking power, MC starts absorbing the power of waifu's spirit. The guy is like Kirby at this point. As they walk past each other, waifu wonders what Lu is doing. Audience starts talking that Lu is about to summon a S-tier god for Huaxia, but doing that will shorten MC's lifespan. Lu is lighting up Huaxia with his own life. Aphrodite, standing in the arena, announces that the fourth battle between Huaxia and Sakura will start soon. Looking absolutely stunning, she announces that Lu will be representing Huaxia again after his amazing victory. Whoever wins will get to keep Huaxia. Lu's SSS-Tier Pangu cannot be summoned yet, and his SS-Tier Emperor is frozen. That's why he needs to summon an S-tier spirit now. On the Sakura side is Momo Sakura. She has pink hair and is wearing a Japanese kimono. She bows to Lu and tells him that it's a pleasure to meet him. It is announced that Lu will be representing Huaxia yet again. Sakura audience starts mocking that Huaxia has no other talent and that's why they are sending MC to fight again. They mock and laugh at MC as his summoned deity just fell in the last battle. They think that Sakura has a great chance to win now. Sakura Emperor thinks that their sexy, shadow spy has taken action, and her deity is best at bewitching. And this time they'll end Huaxia. We are back in the arena and Momo Sakura is looking like an absolute treat. Huaxia audience can't believe that Sakura sent a fair maiden. They are stunned at her beauty. Huaxia's Academy Elder is pissed because there is no information on this Momo Sakura. Momo touches the divine crystal and multiple Sakura's deities come out. We are told that there are only 50 seconds left to summon. Momo is deciding which deity to summon. Huaxia audience starts screaming at MC to summon quickly. Time is running out. They yell that they're less than a minute left. What is MC waiting for? And we see a gorgeous beauty appear. Momo summoned Tamamo no Mei, a kitsune or the nine-tailed fox, and man, both girls look so hot in this panel. American audience have no idea who this kitsune is. Some even wonder if she is an angel from the heaven. She is divinely beautiful. Even the monks of Tianju Nation got their hearts fluttered looking at her. Huaxia audience is in a state of complete absorption at her beauty. This kitsune has never been seen in the divine arena. They hope that Lu stays focused and not get all horny looking at her. MC, being the clever piece of shit that he is, thinks that of course Momo summoned the kitsune. She is the leader of the three demon gods forces of Sakura Nation. Now that MC knows Momo's deity, there is no need to wait anymore, and MC touches the divine crystal, and it glows bright white. MC turns his head and notices that it's him, and there it is, a giant hog with a giant rake. City Lord and Elder are shocked to see that MC is summoning a demon deity. Both his friend and waifu are worried because Lu's assigned deities are human deities, and the assigned deities controls the type of deity one can summon. Since Pangu was a human deity, summoning a different type of deity means death. MC bows before the giant hog, he states his name and welcomes the great heavenly general, Iron Hog. Sakura audience states that what MC is trying to do is idiotic, he has run out of tricks, the person who tried to summon a demon deity before him died immediately. Sakura Emperor thinks that MC is low on power and he has no choice to summon a demon, it's a choice that'll kill him, and would you look at that. The Iron Hog transforms and breaks out of his hog shell and turns into a human deity. Sakura audience is shocked at this new development. Huaxia audience calls MC insane for pulling such a stunt. Elder think it could be possible that Pangu is not limited to human deities, that's why MC could summon the hog. Elder smiles and states that Pangu is more profound than they imagined. Huaxia has some hope now. Sakura Emperor is pissed that although that deity is a demon, it can still become a human. He promises that all men will succumb to the allures of Kitsune. General stands tall in the arena and asks WTF, are they talking outside? MC tells him that this is the divine arena and other nations are trying to take over Huaxia. MC bows before the general and begs him to help him in fighting deities of other nations. The general shrinks his rake and states that he hates fighting, he just wants to sit and stare at the moon, spend time with her, he does not give a fuck if others are invading Huaxia. General walks away while MC is begging him to wait. MC asks him if he still wants to meet Chang'e. She is the moon deity in Chinese mythology. MC asks if he still wants to meet Wukong and Master Right. Oh, crap, we gonna get Monkey King in future chapters. Am excited. General states that very few people know of them in this era and yet MC talks about Chang'e, that monkey and that monk. By the way, that monk is Monk Tang Sanzang or Tripitaka. From Journey to the West, MC states that not only does he know them, he can summon them. General laughs and mocks MC and asks that if he could do that with his strength. MC tells him that he knows that the Iron Hog does not want to be someone's pawn, but if MC could summon the deity of Huaxia, it will light up the night sky and restore his dignity. It will lead to Chang'e, Wukong and Tripitaka all escape from their confinements and obtain freedom. MC asks General again, now if he will fight for Huaxia. General starts surging with aura and asks if MC is really messing with him. General transforms into the Iron Hog and in anger smacks MC. Iron Hog grabs MC by his neck and starts crushing it. While MC is struggling to breathe, he asks the Iron Hog, what about this deity? And we see the spirit of Pangu appear behind MC. Iron Hog is shocked to see Master Pangu and lets MC go. Iron Hog is amazed to know that Lu can summon Master Pangu. Iron Hog underestimated him. While panting, MC asks the general if now he would fight for him. Iron Hog states that his Master Pangu is willing to help MC. He too will trust him. General asks MC, so who are they fighting? They are both stunned to see the two women standing in front of them. MC mentions that she is another nation's nine-tailed deity. She tempts people with her charm and attracts males using her alluring beauty. Iron Hog cracks his knuckles and states that easy. He thought it'd be troublesome. Sakura audience is laughing at the Huaxia duo. They not even ready yet. They think that Lu is completely charmed by Momo Sakura. They mock the general for being a fat pig with big ears. Iron Hog slams his rake on the ground and transforms back into his handsome human form. Bangzi audience are enchanted by the general's human form. Tianzhu audience thinks that they cannot underestimate the power of Huaxia's monster deity. Eagle Nation wonders if general can hold out under the fox's charm. Momo while walking addresses Lu. And while stripping she states that Lu and his summoned deities are quite handsome, and that she has a great proposal for him. Momo strips off her kimono to reveal her new dress and blushing boobs. She throws her kimono to reveal her new sexy and skimpy dress and asks Lu to join the Sakura Nation. While looking absolutely radiant she states that they will treat him with the highest order. Unlike Huaxia Nation, they won't make someone who just awakened his powers fight multiple times in a row. And in sultry voice she states that Sakura Nation will help him and his deity to grow and develop. Huaxia Elder states that Sakura is using psychological attack. City Lord yells at MC to not fall for her tricks. Momo tells MC that he can have all the money and power, and he can also get her. Damn boy, she is spicy. Huaxia audience thinks that even though Sakura Nation sucks, Momo is thick as fuck. If they were offered power, money and Momo they would have accepted the deal already. Everyone wonders how will Lu decide. MC just stands there and then refuses the offer. Momo, slightly striping again, tells MC if she isn't good enough, MC can pick any women from the Sakura Nation, and we see sexy and thick women from Sakura audience. MC takes the rake from Iron Hog and using Heavenly Soldier projection he shrinks it down to his size. Now that Iron Hog has decided to fight for MC, MC can use his weapon, the 9-tooth rake. Momo Sakura, while pointing her finger and her boobs at MC, states that it's a shame MC could have had a bright harem-filled future. MC states that when he was learning history his professor told him something: truth is within the range of cannon, honor is within the range of blade. MC states that if he escapes, her bullying would get even more brutal, which means that if he forfeits and goes to Sakura Nation they will bully and tease him or suck him dry. Wink, wink. MC continues that if he escapes, how can he face the millions of people of Huaxia? He exclaims that Huaxia is a nation of virtue, and here they meet friends with delicacies and enemies with weapons. Huaxia audience on hearing this speech snaps out of Momo Sakura's charm and mention that they only have guns for Sakura, plus MC already got a thick waifu. Audience is ready to destroy all who stand against Huaxia. MC is the leading warrior of Huaxia. They start chanting, "Let horses from the southern mountains drive out the invaders, and seal the wolf's den." This is a man's true desire, and I believe that all these men are dry as fuck if they don't want to hit that Momo Sakura. Anyway, scene shifts and we see the child still sweeping in the Myriad Deity Temple, and suddenly a fiery scripture appears, and it lights a lamp. Child exclaims that it's open and that Huaxia is at least 2 times as lucky now. MC jumps up and swings the rake, ready to attack. Momo brings out her weapon, which is a folding fan, also known as flat uchiwa or sensu. MC smacks the rake and Momo tries to block it with her fan. She is sent back from the force and thinks that this newbie can hit so hard. Phrasing, while panting she states that she cannot spare MC. New chapter. Let's go. Like and subscribe for more. Momo took the attack and is pushed back. She states that since she can't recruit MC, she'll have to kill him. She puts her right thumb under her left hand, making sort of like a ninjutsu hand sign, builds up her chakra and does her technique, which is ninja art. Shadow clone technique. And OMG again with shadow clone. You know ninjas could do other ninjutsu, right? Throw a Rasengan in there, will you? Anyway, Momo summons more Momos. Now there are 4 Momo and each one is looking sexy and holding a sword. Momo and her clones think that even if MC defeated Matsumoto Genzong, so what? How could a brute understand the intricacies of spellcraft? MC thinks the same, that Momo's power far surpasses that of the purple bastard in the first match. She can make more clones, and has a 9-tailed fox spirit. Talk about my boy Naruto. All 4 Momos are ready and are about to equip their swords. They all do the 2-sword style Kumio slash, and multiple crescent slashes come out to slice MC. Our boy gets scared noticing them. MC falls on his back dodging, missing the attack. He is scared shitless noticing the big slash attack swoosh past him. Sakura audience starts mocking MC for being in such a sorry state. They states that this is expected from the genius girl. She has completely mastered Miyamoto Musashi's 2-sword style. They want her to quickly kill MC and defeat Huaxia so they can get new territory and Huaxia pays reparations. All of Momo's clone mock MC. They didn't thought he'd be this weak and easy to beat. He is just all show on the outside, nothing but rot within. All thick Momos point their sword towards MC and states that this time he won't be able to dodge. They jump up and do a downwards diagonal slash so MC won't be able to dodge. MC starts powering up and thinks that since there is no place to dodge, he won't dodge. He spins the rake and tells Momo to taste the power of this mighty rake. He slams the rake on the ground and shock wave grows and hits one of the Momos and bam, it hits and a huge blast occurs. Sakura audience is getting angry, and we see MC standing victorious over a fallen Momo. She asks how did MC find out the real one. Man, she is on the ground in the most seductive way, and it was clearly due to her white panties, which are clearly glowing and indicating that they were the reason. Other clones were maybe wearing black or going commando. We shift to the fight of the spirits. May, being the sexy fox spirit, tells the pig general, if he kneels before her, she'll let her glimpse under her skirt. Okay, interesting. Kimchi Nation, South Korea, audience are enchanted by the fox spirit and are willing to give 10 years of their lives just to kiss her once. Hwashya elder wonders if the demon spirit can resist Tamamonome's charm. Pig general thinks of her moon waifu and states that compared to her, May is hideous. May is stunned on hearing this. How can he call her hideous? General jumps in the air ready to swing his rake. Sakura audience gets angry. How can he call their deity ugly? They tell the general to go look in the mirror. He can't distinguish beauty from ugliness. They asks the pig general if he feels no shame facing such exquisite beauty. General slams down his rake, but May manages to do a backflip and dodge the attack. She tells the general that this is the first time someone has called her ugly. May starts channeling aura in her hands and states that he will pay the price for those words. May starts the chant, Yashiro, loop upon loop from Toyoashihara no Mizuho. This is the ninefold, Amaterasu. Sunlight over the heavens, I shine upon the lands. She raises her hands up and starts growing in size and continues the chant, this is my country, the land of the gods, the middle land of lush water and fertile soil. Pig general is pushed back from her aura. This is her celestial demon's wrath. MC has tied up the now defeated Momo, and is looking at the huge May. MC gets worried and thinks that her technique Yada mirror is one of Japan's 3 divine treasures. May's power has increased tenfold under the blessing of the divine artifact. General, not giving a fuck, starts powering up and yells, sky bending, earth shaping, and become a giant, same size as May. May attacks her with celestial demon spirit strike. They are like magic missile. General spins his rake and manages to block them, and quickly swings his rake and attacks the fox, wounding her and tearing her kimono. MC is shocked to see General fighting so well. May is an SSS level deity. She is Sakura Nation's trump card, and yet Pig Brother only at SS level is beating her. MC looks at his and Momo's stats and thinks that he can't really rely on awakened levels to judge any deity's strength. May is wounded and wipes the blood from her lips, now looking even more sexy and angry. May states that the pig has completely enraged her. She powers up and lifts her hands in the air. Hwashya audience notices the sky getting darker. May summons fire from the sky to attack the filthy pig. Multiple orbs of fire surround her as she attacks the pig general with heaven-burning foxfire. Alright, new chapter. We are back in the fight. Iron Hog vs Fox. May just hit Iron Hog with heaven-burning foxfire, and multiple flaming balls of fire slam the pig general, and fire erupts everywhere. Hwashya's elder is worried about the general. Pig general raises his hand and tells water to come forth. And we see dark clouds forming above the arena. And with multiple lightning strikes, new spiritual deities appear from the clouds, and with their lightning they strike the fox. May manages to dodge the strike, and we see the lightning hit the ground, and bam, a blast erupts. Momo is worried about her fox. A crack appears in front of May and she is shocked to see the destructive power of the strike. Now we see that a lot of water is gathering in the sky, and Pig General is the one collecting it. Around him, May can't believe what is going on and she asks where did all this water came from. General, now surging with water, tells her that this is water from the heavenly river, and we see all the water surround him like how Gaara is surrounded by his sand in Naruto. Pig General jumps in the air and uses his walking with the wind technique. He starts floating in the air. Sakura audience is worried and they start praying. General gather all the water at his rake and attacks the fox with his power chop. May starts a chant, Mizuta Amaterasu Hachinaha stone, and summons a barrier in front of her. The rake and the stone barrier clash and sparks erupt, but the stone barrier is not strong enough and cracks start appearing in the barrier and bam, it breaks into pieces. May is shocked to see her barrier break, and this giant 9-tailed fox drops to the ground all puzzled and sexy looking. Hwashya audience is energetic and start cheering for the general. They are glad that the general completely overpowered the fox demon and broke her strongest artifact in one hit. They are sure of Hwashya's victory. Sakura audience are in total silence at the display of power. General is not done yet and he sweeps his rake causing a slash to appear and pass through May. General is puzzled to see what just happened and the after image, I presume, of May disappears, while the real May does a flash step to get behind the after image. barely dodging the attack, ripped clothes, and wounded. She thinks that this pig is physically powerful, skilled in martial arts, and proficient in spells, and his magical prowess is above her. It's like he doesn't have a weakness. While MC is staring at the now giant fox lady, she looks back at him, and she can't believe and thinks that when did a divine awakener capable of summoning a monster like the pig general appear in Huaxia. General noticed that she just used a transportation spell, and mentions that he knows how to do that too, and from his position he quickly transports forward using his water-light transportation technique and hits Mei head-on with his rake. She is pushed and is now down on her knees, showing that Sakura booty, all bloodied and tits showing, and angry she states that this pig general is tough. She raises her 9 tails and starts powering up, and summons 3 different spiritual demons. Seeing this, Sakura audience finally get their voice back and they are happy to see the Mei summoned, Amaterasu Amakami and Shuten Doji Otakamaru. Audience believes that these demons will end Huaxia. One of the summoned demons enters his roaring Oni demon rage form and tells the Huaxia general that it's time for him to die, and the demon summons a sword field. Multiple giant swords appear beside him, while the other female demon is engulfing pig general in fire, and as the attacks are coming in, General uses his 36 forms technique and quickly shapeshifts into a hawk to avoid the giant flying swords, and as a hawk he is able to dodge the swords and then changes back to his human self. He mocks Mei for summoning help because she can't defeat him one-on-one. Still, the demons are in spiritual form, so nothing to worry about, and even if they were here in their true forms, General still won't be afraid of them. Mei all confident asks, then why is he running away like a coward? As General starts surging with power, he asks, who said I was running away? Alright, new chapter, let's go. Iron General is pushed back from the onslaught and we are told that he is using the same technique used by Monkey King in Journey to the West. It allows the user to become extremely large, and Iron Pig uses his ruler form heaven to earth technique, and as he spins his rake, he summons more water from the heavenly river, and he lifts up his rake and water starts surging with power as it surrounds the rake. Now all healed and confident, he states that he is the great Marshal Tianpeng, and as we see that he is covering the whole battle arena with water, he states that all water from the heaven to the depth of ocean is under his control. Summoned spirit deities are astonished at this display of power, and one of them is swept away by the powerful ocean current and it vanishes. The female spirit is quick to notice the coming water and uses flash step to avoid the attack. This female spirit is probably Amaterasu Amakami, daughter of the deities Izanagi and Izanami, and she is pissed. Monster Pig has seriously irritated her, and in anger she jumps up and lifts her hand in the sky to summon multiple projectiles of fire, and they are coming to hit the Pig General. Pig General manages to block some of them, but their destructive power is much stronger, and they blast on impact. Seeing this, Sakura audience is happy. They believe this is divine punishment from Amaterasu Amakami. Even if she is only here in her spiritual form, she is terrifyingly strong. Pig General is unable to avoid the attack, is hit, and he bounces on the ground several times. Seeing this, Huaxia audience are angry and scared that the Pig General collapsed. They can't believe the power of an SSS level deity. Her power is overwhelming. Amaterasu Amakami stands over the fallen general, and looking at this pig she states that he is just a pig monster, and is useless even as livestock. General, while injured, tries to stand up and call for his heart of Shang Baoqin, which is the name of his rake in Journey to the West. Amaterasu Amakami has no idea WTF is this pig trying to do, but then suddenly his hand surges with power and he grabs Amaterasu Amakami's throat. She is shocked to notice that her powers have been drained in an instant, and she can't use her magic. And we see the Iron General transform into his pig form, and he states that he indeed is a pig, and he lifts up Amaterasu Amakami and slams he head first in the ground. The force of this slam is so strong that the ground cracks. Huaxia audience start cheering the Pig General. He lifts her again and keeps slamming her like Hulk did with Loki in Avengers 1. He made the enemy lower their guard and counterattacked with lightning speed. He is truly the great marshal who has courage and is cunning. Huaxia audience thinks that Lu and Pig General are alike in viciousness. To them, seeing Sakura deities get beaten like this is very cathartic. And so, Amaterasu Amakami is done, and as she vanishes, she tells them that she will remember this humiliation. Pig General isn't done, and holding his rake he slowly walks up to the scared fox, and with one powerful strike he hits her, and we are told that Tamamonome is killed. But using this powerful attack knocks Pig General out of his transformation, and MC is running to him. Clearly injured General stops MC and tells him to not come near him. MC is speechless to hear this, and all worried he calls the General, and we see this fighter drop to his knees. Huaxia audience are worried to see their General fall. They wonder what happened to him. General hides his face. He doesn't want MC to look at him all injured. While General is thinking about his moon lover, he states that he has always been a towering hero in their eyes, but he is cowardly. If he hadn't been so insecure back then and be a little better, the outcome could have been different. On his dying bed he tells MC to promise him that if he dies, MC must find his senior brother and master, and bring them to his grave, and he states that old Pig is not a coward. MC with tears in his eyes tells him that he should tell them himself, and as he is about to vanish he tells people of Huaxia that he offers his revenge to the great deity. Huaxia's elder is shocked to see this, and he orders everyone to quickly bring out food offerings, and we see that even the people of China who are watching the battle on TV start bring out food offerings for Tianpeng, and thanks to all these offerings he transforms into his spirit pig form, and is revived, and seeing all the food offerings this Pig General smiles, and this SS level deity stands tall on the pantheon. Alright, we got a new episode, let's go. Aphrodite announces that the mythical arena battle, 4th round. Huaxia vs Sakura Nation, and Huaxia wins. Aphrodite, looking absolutely stunning, states that it was an exciting decisive moment in which no one had any clue that Huaxia's will was this strong. Huaxia's audience is praying for General Tianpeng's smooth recovery. This battle has given them so much. Without the power of faith, Pig General was able to fight and win against Sakura Nation's SSS level deity. He has such a strong will. MC is heartbroken and can't stop crying. With all the prayers and faith of Huaxia's people, General is recovering, and he tells MC that he shouldn't cry. This old man is not dead yet. And as he tries to get up, he tells MC that they won, boy. In Bangzi Nation audience, a student asks his teacher that Huaxia's gods are strong and they should be able to easily defeat their opponents, so why do they always exhaust themselves and end up in a grave situation? Teacher tells him that the power of faith in Huaxia is weak. These gods naturally have no power to gain. Huaxia just got lucky in 2 games, but they're very vulnerable. General tells Lu that the next step is up to him, and it's time for General to go look for his white moonlight, and he walks away. MC calls out to him, but General says that there is no need to say anything else, and he tells him to not forget his promise. MC bows to him and tells him to take care. Huaxia audience sees him leaving, and they too tell General Tianpeng to take care, and with that Pig General vanishes. Huaxia's elder tells everyone to pass on his order, the deity recorded in the ancient books of Huaxia. Marshal Tianpengzhu Beiji deeds to be known to all. Elder tells the messenger to not let the gods of Huaxia be forgotten again, and the Firebird messenger leaves with the message. City Lord is mad at himself that they are unworthy. They are the descendants, but they have forgotten. Elder is happy though. Fortunately they have a future, as Lu is Huaxia's biggest hope now. Scene shifts and we see someone sheathing their sexy-ass sword, and on the ground is Joragumo, a Japanese yokai, shape-shifting deity, and we see it's the Sword Master and his divine spirit. They have defeated the sexy Sakura spy and her divine spirit. Sexy spy can't believe how strong Sword Master, and the gap between them is too much, and she fall to the ground and dies. Sword Master hopes it's not too late. Sexy Aphrodite appears in the arena again and announces that it's time for the final round, Huaxia vs Sakura Nation. She states that before the games began, it was hard to imagine it would end up like this. They can see the amazing resistance of Huaxia, and their great deities. She announces that the final battle will determine the ownership of half of the land and population between the 2 nations. Now it's time for both sides to send out their representatives. It's time to play, and MC is ready to jump in again, but he is stopped by the City Lord. He tells MC that he has done enough and it's his turn now. MC states that he knows the hidden history of Huaxia gods, so they should let him go. City Lord tells him that yes, he knows more, but in the final battle it should be the City Lord. They know how compatible MC is with Huaxia's deities. And that's why it'll be impossible for him to deal with Sakura's trump card, plus Huaxia still needs him to grow. And he shouldn't forget that City Lord was once a genius of high hopes, and we are officially introduced to City Lord and his divine spirit General Changshan Zhaozilong. Sword Master appears and tells Lao Bai to let him enter. Lao Bai is City Lord, and he thought that Sword Master couldn't come today. Sword Master states how dare he delay them when the nation rises and falls. And tells Lao Bai that the spies of Sakura Nation are cunning. Time is running out and we see that only 30 seconds remain. Sword Master using his flash step quickly enters the arena and announces that Huaxia's Lu Qing's here. And asks who dares to fight? And we see this red eyes, red armor guy stare at him from Sakura audience stand and stretching to get ready for the fight. He uses his purple lightning and swiftly enters the arena, and we are introduced to Sakura Nation's Yamada Takumi. It's going to be a battle of speedsters. Alright people, we got another chapter. Let's go, like and subscribe for more. And if you don't mind, try watching the manga reviews I'm doing. Thank you. Let's begin. We see Sakura audience stand all joyous. They are happy to see Yamada Takumi representing them in the final battle. They are sure that this match is already decided. They are like, why use a sledgehammer to crack a nut? But still Sword Immortal is fighting Yamada. This should be an easy win. Huaxia audience mocks them back, that at least Yamada could die without regrets. But some of Huaxia's audience is worried to see Yamada enter the stage. They wonder, isn't he like a divine child? What's he doing leaving Saikyo? And we are told Yamada's sister and Amaterasu are in Saikyo. It means the strongest, or in the league of the strongest. Lu wonders who would have thought that for the final battle Yamada will finally enter the spotlight. Huaxia's elder tells us that Yamada is the first prodigy of Sakura Kingdom in over 1,000 years. They call him once-in-an-era genius of the Empire, SS-class divine chosen. And we get a look at this prodigy, and we are told that on the day Yamada turned 18, he killed Huaxia's third-rank expert, Luo Jun, and even his contracted deity, the East Sea Dragon God. Now we get a flashback of this fight at East Sea Waters from 9 years ago. Luo Jun was killed, and Yamada stood on a dragon's tendon, and we see Yamada tearing apart the tendon. Thinking that the tendon's material is tough and unyielding, it'll be perfect for making a longbow for his sister. And we see him rip it apart from the dragon and killing it. He looks cool, calm and not to mention cold, and we see the massacre Yamada did in the sea. Huaxia's elder tells us that Yamada's deity is one of Sakura Kingdom's 3 supreme deity, and their compatibility is at astonishing 80%. MC has decided if the Sword Immortal loses, he will challenge Yamada to a divine duel himself, and we are back in the arena and we see that Sword Master is equipping his sword. Yamada states that he's long heard of Huaxia's creator's immortality, and we see Sword Immortal pulling out his sword, and he starts erupting with aura. He points his sword at Yamada and states that there is no need for more words between them, and he continues that 10 years ago, Yamada killed the East Sea Dragon God. And it caused droughts year after year. The land became barren and hunger plagued the people everywhere, and we see this thirsty child asking for water from her mother. Mother tells him to just hold on a little longer, sweetie, just a little longer, and as she cries she tells her child that today he must die, to avoid the thirst, avoid the hunger. Man, out of nowhere this manhwa gets dark. Scene shifts and we see Sword Master is pointing his sword at Yamada, ready to begin, and all angry he states that Yamada should feel honored. Yamada laughs and states that Sword Master should feel honored to fall at the hands of someone chosen by the great 3 noble gods, and that the judgment will be delivered through his sister, restoring radiant glory. As for those starving masses, once they submit to Sakura Nation, they'll experience unparalleled honor. Huaxia audience is getting angry at this piece of shit, and find him utterly despicable. For his selfish desires he plunged the rest of their families into famine. Huaxia's audience thinks that Sakura is a vile and senseless nation. MC thinks that Yamada's heart is already consumed with hatred and disdain, and he thinks that his teacher was right. Weak nations have no diplomacy. MC thinks that they must defeat Sakura, crush them until they take back their scorn. They need to crush Sakura until they submit completely. The stunning Aphrodite appears on stage and announces that the contestants have been confirmed, and she presents the personal information of the fighters. Yamada has an SSS-class Susanoo and Sword Master has SS-class Li Bai, and we switch to Great Eagle Empire Nation. Their king orders his servant to spread the word, that when Huaxia is defeated, they'll declare war on them immediately. They must consume the blood and flesh of the fallen nation. They want the flag of the Great Eagle Empire to fly across the globe, and we switch to Radong Kingdom audience, and their president wants to attack Huaxia as soon as the divine war ends. They've lost countless treasures to Huaxia, and they want to take everything back from Huaxia. Now we switch to Tianzhu Kingdom audience, and the monks can't believe Sakura sent Yamada into battle. They think that with the might of the war god Susanoo, Huaxia doesn't stand a chance. And the monk tells the other monk to inform Upali not to miss this opportunity. Upali is a monk, one of the 10 chief disciples of the Buddha according to early Buddhist texts. These monks want to make Huaxia a sacrificial offering to Shiva. I think these monks are more Hindu than Buddhists, and we are back to the arena. Yamada has summoned a bunch of Sakura deities and out of them he chooses Susanoo to come out. Okay, nice design. Sakura erupts in cheers on seeing Susanoo. They are sure that this time they'll strip away Huaxia's last shred of dignity, and tear apart Huaxia's gods completely. Huaxia's elder states that this will be a brutal battle, and we see that Sword Master has summoned Li Bai. Aphrodite announces that both contestants have successfully summoned their deities, and now Huaxia vs Sakura Nation, the final battle begins. And right at the start we see Li Bai take a drink from his gourd and he states that it's exhilarating. But alas, a pot of wine amidst the flowers, yet no friends to drink with. This is because Li Bai is a Chinese poet of Tang dynasty, and he wonders about Gao Shi, Haran, and Cheng Fu, and asks where are you now? Old friends. He is completely ignoring the enemy. Yamada is getting annoyed and he starts his chant, are you stuck in the mud yet still looking up at the same stars with me? He raises his hands and we see purple lightning start surrounding him and he continues, are you stuck in the mud yet still looking up at the same stars with me? Sword Master looks up and notices that something is coming down, and bam, a sword hits Sword Master and slams into the ground. All angry Yamada states that they act as if no one else matters, and we end this chapter on Sword Master getting injured and bleeding. By the looks of it, it seems he just lost an arm. Well, we'll find out in the next chapter. Alright, we got another chapter. Like and subscribe for more. We start this chapter with Susanoo kicking Li Bai, and Li Bai blocking the attack with his sword. The spirits are fighting in the distance and we see Sword Master still in pain and trying to stop the bleeding from his cut-off arm. Now holding his wound he thinks that this strike was unstoppable like a bamboo spear piercing through, yet as it neared, it became utterly silent. Sword Master looks at the sword but it has now vanished in a cloud of purple smoke. Huaxia's audience is shocked and scared that just this one strike from Sakura Nation's divine son has done so much damage, but they are hopeful as Sword Master has slain countless foes in his life. They haven't lost yet. Lu is very angry at this and slams down his fists. Now we see that Sword Immortal has gone silent and he calmly states that, when the Tao fruit ripens, the 5 eyes see clearly, and so he rises like the sun and states that when the sun rises, the stars fade away. And using his remaining right hand he channels powers, and he brings forth a spiritual sword from his body. This spiritual sword glows golden and looks very sleek. Huaxia's elder tells us that this sword is Sword Master's Tao fruit. And the Tao fruit has no fixed form, but Sword Master's Tao fruit took the form of a sword. MC totally confused asks the master, what's a Tao fruit? And so, the elder explains that every divine follower who reaches a certain level gains something akin to their essence, Tao fruit, Tao infant, golden core. These are the sources of Huaxia's divine followers' power, and once the essence appears, it's either life or death. MC knowing all this gets much angrier and more worried that Sword Master is betting everything on this battle. Even Yamada is shocked and asks the Sword Master if he's insane. You actually summoned your essence so recklessly to amplify your divinity, he states and tells him that even if he wins, he won't have much time left to live. Sword Master now locked in states that after decades of fighting foreign tribes beyond the border, countless corpses forged the heart of his sword Tao, and as he grabs the Tao he states that destroying it today is truly a bit of shame, and we see a flashback when Sword Master literally stood over a mountain of corpses. He is ready and stares at Yamada. Yamada asks, "And yet you dare?" Sword Master states that his Tao fruit is the unsheathed sword, and it is also the guardian of 10,000 families and their lights. He points his sword at Yamada and tells him that his kind of people are born with golden spoons in their mouths. How could he possibly understand? All annoyed, Yamada just stares back at him. Sword Master levitates his spiritual sword and it starts spinning, and he orders swords to come. Now we see swords from Huaxia's audience start flying towards the arena, and some of them are combining with the Tao sword, while the rest of the swords are surrounding the Sword Master, and that's why he's called the Sword Master. Now already he challenges Yamada to come at him. While this whole thing is going on, we switch to the Battle of Spirits and see Poet taking a drink from his gourd and no giving a fuck about Susanoo. Susanoo states that this is the first time he has seen a mortal deity act so arrogantly before him. Li Bai replies that how could he bow his head to serve the powerful, sacrificing his joy and pride. Susanoo listens and takes a glance at what's going on with the other battle, and that being said, at the other battle Sword Master is charging at Yamada to attack. Yamada is scared and jumps back and thinks that when this Tao sword falls on him, he truly will die. Sword Master while in the air launches a slash with the Tao blade, and we see all the flying swords follow the slash to attack Yamada. Yamada uses his shimmer speed to dodge, jump and leap out the way of the falling swords. Man, he really looks scared. Susanoo notices and sighs, and states that it's time for him to act. He lifts up his hand and uses his domain expansion, Heaven's Might domain, and with that we see Li Bai is captured is a purple lightning barrier, but he is not worried and smiles. Now being the poet he is, he states that, when the rock catches the wind, it soars 9,000 miles into the sky. Rock is a large mythical bird in Chinese myths. Now using this rock, Li Bai slashes Susanoo's domain, and the bird flies all over the barrier, shattering it. Susanoo looks at this and finds it interesting. He lifts up his hand again and it starts surging with purple lightning, and with it he summons an awesome-looking sword, and tells Li Bai that divine judgment has come for him, and using this lightning sword he attacks Li Bai. The poet is hit with all this thunder, and in pain he falls back. Huaxia's audience is getting worried watching the poet and the Sword Master undergoing tribulations. That's it for this chapter. See you in the next one. Alright people, we got a few more chapter for this story. Like and subscribe for more. So let's continue where we left off. It's Sword Master from and Li Bai from Huaxia versus Yamada and Susanoo from Japan, and the poet Li Bai just got hit by this powerful thunder attack from Susanoo. Other countries are watching this whole battle through a hologram. We switch to this senior executive of Tianzhu, which is just India, and seeing Li Bai getting hit, he states now that the outcome has been determined. They need to discuss the division of Huaxia's land. He waves his hand to summon the hologram map, and states that because Sakura country is the winner, they get half of Huaxia's land and population. Japan's lord is happy to hear this. India now demands that they get 1/3 of Huaxia's land and population after Huaxia's defeat. But this other guy is not happy about it and asks why the fuck should Tianzhu get majority of that vast remaining land, and they can't even share half of what they are getting. This guy is the senior executive of Bangzi, which is Korea, and he lets India know that this is unfair. India's executive walks forward, and backhand slaps this Korean bitch, and he slams to the floor with a bruise on his face. Indian executive now asks this cowering piece of shit, why should they give anything to Korea, and asks after this battle does he want the glory of Shiva to spread across Seoul, basically threatening South Korea. Hearing this, Korea has no objection. Scene now shifts back to the arena, and Sword Master is jumping and attacking at Yamada. Yamada is blocking with this massive sword, but he is getting pushed back. Sword Master and his sword are radiating aura. Yamada is pissed and realizes that Sword Master's mind and body are in sync and his sword is incredibly sharp. His entire spirit is at its peak. Yamada knows that Master's state is near perfect. He is capable of unleashing power far surpassing that of an S-rank divine blessed. Yamada needs to make the Master's mind weak and vulnerable so he can get a chance to counter-attack. Yamada now reminds Sword Master that he is burning his life essence, so he can't keep this up for long. After it all burns out, he'll be nothing but a lamb for slaughter, so Yamada is going to give the Sword Master one last chance. If he joins Sakura, Japan country, Master could possess power and wealth equal to Yamada. Sakura will treat him like a national treasure, and they will exhaust all their resources to restore his essence. Master confirms if he's going to become a national treasure. Yamada confirms it, and smiles in that creepy way, thinking that Master is taking his bait, but the Master is like, nope, and charges at him to attack. Yamada picks up his massive sword to block. Sword Master now does a heavy slash which sends him sliding back. Master now tells this bitch that all he can see is fear in his eyes. Yamada, all fucked up, now tells the Sword Master that the outcome of this battle is about to be decided. Yamada points up and we see Levi getting fucked by Susanoo. Poet is trying very hard not to get knocked out and he is enduring this lightning attack. Poet is trying to tear apart this hateful face. Susanoo is really enjoying watching this Poet in pain. Even Sakura's executive thinks that this Levi is very resilient. He's last this long under the heavenly martial god's punishment, but he's suffering immensely, and they are just waiting for the inevitable. Yamada now shouts at the Sword Master that Susanoo is the coldest executioner. There's no way Levi can escape, so Sword Master should drop his sword and accept his fate. Master now asks if these divine beings are not greedy, why can't they tolerate a little disrespect, and if they are not evil, so why do they hold the fate of millions of living beings in their hands? What divine radiance do they possess? Master asks. Master now goes in flashback and tells us that because Yamada killed Huaxia's sea deity, and the tragic death of Huaxia's soldier plus the starving people of Huaxia, they are all still vivid as yesterday in his mind. Master now all angry shouts that they are all free beings, so who the fuck are they to look down upon them? Lu is watching and hearing all this and he can't take it anymore, so he shouts and tells the Sword Immortal that one should enjoy the life to the fullest, and he shouts some proverb, to never let a golden cup be empty beneath the moon, which means the same, don't waste a beautiful or fleeting moment without indulging in life's joys. Hearing MC rest of Huaxia's audience starts shouting the same. Levi, while getting shocked, is also able to hear these shouts, and this little poem has really touched this poet's heart. He feels like he's one with it, so he lifts up his gourd, and is about to drink some elixir. Susanoo is confused as to WTF is Levi doing. Poet has taken his drink and he equips a golden barrier to shield himself from the lightning. Sakura audience is confused and angry. They have no idea how this happened. No one has ever escaped from Susanoo's punishment, but this bastard is free now. Susanoo is now equipping his second awesome sword and he tells us that for millennia and aside from his struggling youth, he has never drawn this sword, and states that in the boundless darkness, the tiny faith of mankind actually saved this young god. I am meant to protect humanity, Susanoo shouts and charges at the poet, and tells this foreign divine poet to witness his swordsmanship. This lightning bastard now strikes and pierces Levi's barrier, but the poet is able to block the strike with his sword. Now we are told that record from ancient times state that Susanoo used the Tatsuka to defeat Orochi. Man, they are seriously referencing Itachi using his Susanoo and Tatsuka fire blade to defeat Orochimaru. Susanoo now with his own Susanoo tells us that Yamato swordsmanship, which is pushing and thrusting techniques with a sword, were born from his hand with this Tatsuka sword, and with this sword he slayed the evil deities of Takamagara, which in Japanese myths is the abode of the heavenly gods. Often depicted as located up in the sky, it is believed to be connected to the earth by the bridge Aim no Okihashi, and boy, this bastard is going attacking with everything he got. Next chapter starts with Levi getting pushed down from Susanoo's attack and he feels that the attack was strong AF. Poet slides back and is down on his knee. Sakura audience gets happy that Huaxia's gods are at their wits' end. They knew Susanoo would never disappoint them. Susanoo now states that Levi's sword is like a toddler learning to walk in front of his technique, so the poet should just choose a quick death. We switch to Yamada and all confident he tells the Sword Master that he took his strongest attack, but Sword Master still couldn't break through his defense, because this bastard has armor forged from thunder, the body of a war god, and he tells the master that the power he got by consuming his essence won't last much longer. Sword Master knows that one sword isn't enough, so he's going to try another, and if 10,000 swords doesn't work, then he's going to summon the essence of 10 fucking million swords. Master knows that the path ahead is difficult, but he shall go on, and so he charges forward with this new essence of 10 million swords. On the other side, Levi is getting wrecked. He is on the defense. Susanoo keeps attacking and yelling that his sword technique resonates throughout the entire Takamagara. Susanoo can't believe that this poet is even daring to equip his sword in front of his awesome blade. this alcoholic poet open his gourd again to drink wine. Li Bai is drinking all he can while Susanoo is charging at him, and he does his double sword slash and hits the ground. Because Li Bai has already moved back, Susanoo gets confused and scared on seeing that this poet is gathering chakra in a lotus shape, and this flying poet uses his green lotus sword to summon a bunch of green spirit swords, and he tells us that this sword has a beautiful name. Yeah, no shit. Susanoo charges between these falling beautiful swords, and yells myriad heavenly thunder. This heavenly thunder and lotus sword start clashing with each other. Huaxia audience is worried. Just when they thought things were looking good, it all crumbled. They think this bastard Susanoo is invincible. Huaxia's elder is really pissed at this critical situation, because Li Bai's strongest technique, the green lotus sword, has been unleashed. Elder is afraid that there's nothing left, but Lu remembers that the sword immortal in his memory is far more than this. Susanoo keeps charging forward and compliments Li Bai for his amazing techniques, and if he wasn't his opponent, Sakura would have been defeated long ago, but unfortunately he is facing this crazy bastard, who carries the world's hopes. Susanoo yells that he fights for the people and starts attacking all crazy like at Li Bai, while blocking and getting pushed back. Li Bai asks this crazy bastard if he's really fighting for the people, because his aura is filled with nothing but brutality and slaughter. Susanoo, all angry, is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Poet now points out that his words are just excuses to hide his true nature. Hearing this, Susanoo gets pissed and starts charging at lightning speed, and attacks the poet. Li Bai blocks, but this time the attack was too powerful, and it broke Li Bai's sword. Huaxia's audience knows that this poet tried his best and they wonder if it's really impossible to change the outcome. Injured poet knows that the road ahead is difficult. Poet thinks that he hasn't withered away midst the winds and moon of Chang'an yet today, and he's about to die at the hands of this foreign god, but MC knows that it's still not enough, and he tells everyone at the Huaxia audience stand to open the books. There are some anonymous poems. MC wants everyone to recite them with him, and give them to the sword immortal, no, to the poet immortal Li Bai, and everyone starts reading these Chinese poems like, "With head held high, I stride forth from my door, for I am no blade of grass," and, "I will ride the wind and cleave the waves, someday I'll hoist my cloud-white sail and cross the sea." MC now recites another one, "1,000 miles, no trace left behind, 10 steps, 1 life." Hey, if anyone knows what these poems mean, do let me know in the comments. Now we see that Li Bai is getting aura from all these poems being recited. He is getting all the buffs, but these poems, he has never heard them before, but somehow these poems seem to flow into his blood. They are granting him new strength. Susanoo is shocked and confused to see this weak bitch stand up again. MC now shouts that sword chi stretches 30,000 miles, and so Li Bai points his broken sword toward Susanoo, and states that his sword shines through 19 continents, and with that his sword fires this super awesome laser beam at Susanoo. And this bastard's face gets fucked. All angry, he can't believe this, that this insect successfully managed to anger him. Everyone is watching this Susanoo with this dark and menacing aura. Seeing him like this, Sakura audience wonders how come this war god who controls the power of heavenly thunder has a hidden aura of decay and darkness, and we are told that this bitch lost his former holiness and arrogance. Now all that remains is his shell and the desire to kill. They wonder WTF did Li Bai did to Susanoo. And even the poet is a bit scared now. Angry MC now states that from Yamada's attitude of treating human lives like shit, they can sense that Susanoo's true nature is brutality and slaughter. Now we get a flashback of Yamada and Susanoo, and we see Yamada telling his servant that they really need to ensure the safety of this batch of blood sacrifices, because the master is waiting to be nourished. All these prisoners are asking WTF did they do wrong. Yamada now summons Susanoo and this bastard just straight up sucks their blood. Lu now tells us that the personality of deity's chosen one is subtly influenced by their patron god, because humanity is divinity. Susanoo, now in demon mode, congratulates the poet because now he is about to die in the most cruelest and the most helpless way, so he activates his dark night of decay, and surrounds the whole arena in darkness. Lu realizes now that this bastard has fallen into darkness. All of his abilities are unknown. Now he got even harder to grasp and deal with. Even the city lord knows that shit just got real. Now we see Li Bai evading this attack from the dark aura, but this miasma keeps following the poet, and bam, it's a direct hit. Huaxia's elder is about to fall after seeing this. Li Bai now appears out of this dark power under his barrier and he looks old AF. Huaxia's audience wonders how the sword immortal turn into an old man with white hair and beard. What kind of power does that Susanoo has? That bitch is controlling time. Now we get a look at angry waifu after a long time. Waifu is angry and scared of this terrifying Susanoo. Lu hears her but thinks that there's still a chance, because they all know that Li Bai's sword intent is unparalleled, but no one knows that in the history of Huaxia, Li Bai is the most brilliant poet immortal. But man, this poet is not looking good. Susanoo in this weird jump is about to attack this old poet. The attack hits with this blast, but Li Bai drags his old body to the side. Susanoo now threatens Li Bai and tells him that he will crush every bone in his body when he catches him, so he tells the poet to let his divinity to be trampled by the Sakura people to comfort his soul. Old poet is pissed and wonders if there's really nothing they can do. MC knows that he can't let this continue, but many poems have been lost in the river of time, and so everyone on the Huaxia side is pissed and worried, so Lu decides that this time he's going to bear it all. MC believes that Huaxia has already risen, and he recites another poem. The living are passers-by, the dead return home, heaven and earth are but an inn, grieving together for eternity. Explain this poem in the comments. Other Huaxia's audience wonders why the fuck is Lu reciting poems by himself. MC is trying to give new divinity to the poet, and the audience knows from before that these verses can give the poet new divine powers, but suddenly MC starts coughing up blood from all this shouting and reciting poems. Elder tells him to stop forcing himself, but Lu knows that time is running out, so even if he is losing his voice he's going to keep reciting the poems, and somehow they are reaching this old poet, so he grabs his broken sword, asking that in the face of time, what do the difficulties and twists of life matter? Lu now shouts that heaven created him to be useful. Even if he loses all the money, it will return. Man, they are really going heavy on proverbs. Poet is up and starts drinking from his gourd. Now he starts feeling good and starts tapping his foot. Now this old poet like Sifu gets stronger and faster as he gets old and hears poems. Now he uses his 7-star steps and with his own lightning this poet starts hopping and leaving lotus flowers behind. Li Bai charges his broken sword and does the drunken embrace the sun moon, stars IAI spirit slash. Susanoo gets scared seeing this slash coming for him, and he wonders how this foreign god can control the power of time. We now switch to Yamada and Sword Master. Yamada is on the ground but laughing that in the end, he won. He states that with Master's Tao essence burned now, he's probably so weak now that even a new summoner could easily defeat him. Master is clutching onto his sword to stay standing. Yamada stands up and he knows that Master's aura is as weak as a silk thread now. He looks over to Susanoo and realizes that soon the winner will be decided. Susanoo admits that this old poet is the toughest opponent he's encountered since his birth. However, with evil and sin, this bastard still has no guilt, because that's the road he comes from. Purple lightning cracks and Susanoo states that he was born into this world to illuminate that moment, and that is why this egotistical bastard loves this world. Sakura audience is grateful for this short yet fearless thunder in the world. That orange guy is just Naruto, right? And this Alibaba Naruto states that Susanoo exhausted his thunder power only to protect, so why should the world question him? After seeing the darkness on the face of War God, they know that this darkness bears witness the countless destructions he has witnessed with hope. Even in the depths of mud, he still loves the world very deeply. Sakura's lord now states that the national power of Sakura country is increasing dramatically. This can provide more power of faith in gods, even in the face of this purple destruction. Li Bai still picks up his broken sword, and fires another laser beam, but Susanoo counters it with his double slash, which gets blocked by Li Bai's barrier, but the force of Susanoo's slash is enough to send the poet flying, and as he is falling, poet thinks that he didn't realize that beneath Susanoo's tyranny, he was hiding so much, plus in this dark form. The strength of his divine power has increased several times over. Old poet is now shocked to see that this crazy Susanoo is now channeling a lot of chakra, and Lu is having a hard time breathing because granting divinity to other gods comes at the cost on one's own essence, and in a short time Lu has granted divinity to several gods, and now his body is suffering greatly. MC remembers that Li Bai, even in the glorious Tang dynasty, a time of countless literati and poets, Li Bai could stand out and be revered as an immortal by the world, and in the thousands of years, no one has been able to eclipse his talent. MC knows that this poet's strength is far greater than this, but MC wonders if he can still afford the price of granting divinity. We switch to Susanoo attacking using lightning and Lee by trying to run from it. Poet keeps jumping and parrying the lightning with his sword laser. Poor Poet is surrounded by all this batshit crazy lightning. Seeing this, Hwaxia's audience has given up. They know it's the end. MC is ready to pay any price for victory, but he doesn't know what poetry to recite to awaken Lee Bai's divinity. Old Poet took that lightning hit and he has fallen on the ground. All hurt, he wonders if this is still not enough. Now he tries to reach for the gourd and thanks his gourd friend for accompanying him on this last journey. MC is searching through all the poems he knows, and he locks onto the Song of the River. MC remembers that this poem is less known than others. Even in the previous life where culture was not broken, this poem was written by Lee Bai, moved by the narrowness of his own path in life. I am not writing the poem, it's long, you guys can read this and let me know what it means. MC hopes Lee Bai can find himself in it. It will certainly awaken Lee Bai's divinity as the immortal poet. We see the poet trying to stand up and construct a barrier to protect himself from this lightning. MC now shouts and recites this poem with his remaining strength. Poet hears MC and he remembers that this is the poem he wrote which surpasses all poets of ancient and modern times. Now he sees his past self, and he remembers picking up the brush, and he remembers writing this poem in front of other poets, and how the older poets commended this young poet for possessing such poetic talent, and other kept spamming that the youth needs to be feared, and how Lee Bai's poem moves gods and ghosts to tears. MC now recites the Golden Cup poem, and the poet starts visualizing these scrolls drawings and flying on swans. MC has no idea WTF is going on. Poet now holds his broken sword and gourd like a writing brush, and now he remembers who he is, and this broken sword now summons this super fast laser from his sword, and he states that this sword is the youthful spirit of his life as the immortal poet, and this spirit sword pierces Susanoo's heart, and this dark bastard is cooked. Poet now stands over this fallen Susanoo, and he tells him that he no longer needs to carry this heavy burden, he can be at ease, and with that Susanoo turns to spirit and gets Thanos snapped. Now we see the older poet bowing before this old poet and he recites that apes call out unceasingly from both shores. His boat has already passed through 10,000 layers of mountains. Explain this in the comments. Yamada is shocked to see his divine being get dusted, but he doesn't give a flying fuck. So what if his Pokemon is defeated? He jumps to finish off the Sword Master because he is still on the stage. Seeing this, Sword Master locks the fuck in, and pierces this incoming bastard. Yamada is knocked out. Sakura audience can't believe this. The weak AF Hwaxia actually turned the tables. Hwaxia's audience can't believe they did it. They were losing 0-2 but they did a comeback and won. They know all. The credit goes to Lu, who is literally falling from reciting all those poems. Now everyone looks at the sword immortal who is changing. Old poet now looks at his exhausted and dying partner. They both look very fucked up. Sword Master now starts focusing his aura like in Hollow Knight, and he gets his essence back. Poet helps him and starts getting his own youth back, and just like that, they get their youth and essence back. Poet is now SSS rank and Master reached SS rank. Master now talks about Nirvana and rebirth and rising stronger after breaking. Hwaxia's elder is glad to see that the sword immortal has reforged a new Tao essence, and both of their ranks have increased. City Lord now asks what is this new Tao essence. Elder explains that it's unparalleled poetry and swordsmanship. City Lord now looks at MC, who seems to have recovered. City Lord states that he never expected Lu to bring them so many surprises. Lee Bai praises young ones of Hwaxia and tells them to ride through the spring breeze on silver saddles and white horses. Now reciting this poem, Lee Bai touches the Master's cut-off arm with his spirit sword, and it regrows the Sword Master's arm. Master is happy and looks towards the audience. Now both Sword Master and his poet thank MC. Lu is happy to be helpful. Now thick AF announcer Aphrodite appears in the arena, and she announces that the first round of the mythological arena preliminaries, Hwaxia vs Sakura, 3-2, Hwaxia wins. Now showing that thick thigh, she congratulates Hwaxia, who achieved ultimate victory by coming back from 0-2 in the face of desperation. Now she invites Lu, the MVP of Hwaxia, to the stage, to receive the spoils of war. This messed up hair MC can't believe that she is calling him. Everyone tells him to go on, because there's no one more qualified to represent Hwaxia at this moment. it's time to enjoy the victor's glory. MC appears in the arena and he is offered two options, either seize half of Sakura countries' population and national destiny or seize half of Sakura's land and national destiny. MC thinks that Huaxia is a great nation, that never lacks talent. Compared to the population, a larger area would obviously bring more resources, so MC tells Aphrodite that he is choosing the second option, to seize half of Sakura's land and national destiny. Aphrodite, looking drunk, says okay. Lu now looks up and we see a red dragon flying, and bam, this awesome looking red Shinran appears. This dragon now flies over the destiny map, and this giant dragon takes a massive bite of Japan. People in Osaka are scared. Sakura Lord now looks at the map, and that dragon bastard has taken Hiroshima, Osaka, Kobe, and Fukuoka. This poor lord just loses it on seeing all this. He faints and falls to the floor. Aphrodite is about to announce the latest report after merging with Sakura country's national destiny. Huaxia's world ranking has jumped from 32nd to 9th place, and with that, Huaxia now officially occupies a spot in the top 10, and with Aphrodite's flying kiss the first round has ended. Now we see that other countries like Rome just applying to open a mythological arena against Sakura, because Sakura is weak now. India is doing the same thing. Greece and America have also applied to fight Sakura. Huaxia's city lord asks why are these four countries now attacking Sakura, weren't they allies with Sakura before? Lu now states that when the birds are gone, the bows are put away, when the rabbits are dead, the hounds are cooked. Explain in the comments, but I guess it means that Sakura is about to get fucked. Lu now checks his stats and his compatibility with Pangu, which has increased to 10%. Lu realizes that summoning different gods can increase the compatibility with those deities. However, it's more important to enhance the national destiny. The moment Huaxia took over half of Sakura's territory, MC felt the increase in the compatibility with Pangu. Now MC realizes that summoning this strong Pangu in the mythical arena is not just a dream, and our boy is happy about it. Furthermore, MC realizes that for the divine traits, they should be obtained from summoning gods and granting them divinity, and being able to enhance divinity. This divinity could be positive for good gods or increase leadership and stuff like that. Now MC remembers Zheng's wish about the people of this world, and Lu promises to bring him back. Lu now tells us that once his compatibility reaches 10% with Pangu, then the life-bound technique can be activated. Lu knows that Pangu's body is immortal and his soul is indestructible, plus the 9 cycles mysterious art can nullify all soul damage. All the previous damage MC got by granting Li by divinity has been fully restored. MC hopes he can grant divinity to more deities who have been forgotten due to the break in history, without worrying about the damage caused by granting divinity. Scene now shifts to Eren Yeager, the attack titan. LOL. We are in the West Capital, Infernal Purgatory, and this place is filled with these weird demons in cages. We are not getting the translations here, but it seems some intense fire is burning these demons. Now we see this naked Yen Mo, Lord of the Infernal Purgatory, and she is in chains, like captured, and we see some fully clothed woman approaching her. This beauty is Amaterasu. Now this queen asks if that Lu alone turned the tide of Huaxia's disadvantage in the mythological arena. And Lu also annihilated her worthless little brother's soul, which I assume was Susanoo, so the one in chains could be Tsukuyomi. Yes, the servant tells her. She finds it interesting. Now this servant tells her that all of Sakura's allies have turned against them. They are declaring war one after another. Furthermore, their emperor has fallen ill, so they wait the divine judgment of Amaterasu. Beauty calls all these allies a bunch of opportunistic scoundrels. However, she has more important matters to attend to, so she tells the servant to choose to give up in the next round, and wait for her. She'll clean up. Amaterasu is feeding darkness to this chained-up naked chick, and states to her kin that she couldn't resist, or should I say my other self. She utters, "Have you never coveted me?" she asks. Now she laughs with tears in her eyes, and states that everything is but fate. Servant starts shivering and asks why does the holy Amaterasu, who shines like the sun, is surging with lightning, and emitting dark aura, and now appears so ominous and terrifying. Scene now shifts to mythical arena, and Aphrodite announces that Sakura has given up in the next round of battle, and for this they will pay with Kyoto City, and she points out that Sakura Nation has now forfeited twice in the mythical arena. with only one remaining chance to forfeit. Now the ceded city will be accepted by the previous victorious country. People in Kyoto are scared because they are about to get eaten by the red dragon. Huaxia audience thinks that this is an unexpected surprise. Seeing this, one guy wonders how are their compatriots who scattered in other countries are doing. Huaxia's elder now states that this is the price of defeat, and we are told that citizens marked with the slave mark will forever lose their divinity. Then they become expandable resources for foreign nations, ultimately dying in a foreign land. Lu now asks the elder if they have ever forfeited. Elder tells him that due to the lack in strength, they forfeited 3 times, losing 3 cities in the process. From then on, Huaxia had no more chances to forfeit. This time there was no way to avoid it. MC now wonders how are their compatriots who are stranded in foreign land doing now. Tianzhu nation are confused to see that Sakura would give their flesh to Huaxia than fight head-on, but some other monk states that Sakura has suffered greatly this time. They won't dare to fight again. Big Monk asks, so, who should they choose for their next battle? Chibi Monk now states that Rome and Greece have occupied the first and second spot for a long time, while the other allied countries are ambitious. If they chose a small country, they won't be able to raise their country's destiny too much in a short period of time. That leaves them with only one choice, which is Huaxia. Oh boy, it's going to be India versus China. Like, subscribe and stay tuned for more. Next chapter starts with the Big Monk stating that in the previous battle, Huaxia completely defeated Sakura, and a genius like Lu has joined them, plus the Huaxia's ranking has jumped to 9th place in the world. The world says Huaxia is weak, says the Big Monk, but the deities of Huaxia are not weaker than the deities of any other country in the world, states the Chibi Monk. Hearing this, the Big Monk is shocked. He's never heard of such a secret, so he asks why the fuck are they choosing such a difficult nut to crack this time. This weird bald Chibi Monk now states that no matter how strong the origin of Huaxia's deities is, their divinity was depleted in a battle more than 10,000 years ago, and that is also the reason why Huaxia's deities are weak now. And it's not just the well-known of Huaxia civilization, limited by insufficient divinity. Huaxia's gods can only exert the strength of a general level at most, and a king level is almost invincible in Huaxia. Man, this little monk is scary. Big Monk is sure of their victory, because their number of king-level deities overwhelms Huaxia, and so this is the right moment to defeat Huaxia. It's time to eat them, occupy them, and they are going to make those depleted divinity gods convert to Buddhism, so they can be enslaved by this scary Chibi Monk. Big Monk is scared of this little monk because it was said that this holy son was free from desire. But right now, his expression is full of aggression and possessiveness. Aphrodite in the arena now announces that because of Sakura's abstention, their original opponent Tianzhu needs to change its opponent now, and the next country that's going to face Tianzhu is Huaxia's audience is hoping that it's not them because Tianzhu is one of 3 ancient civilizations and they be strong AF, but Aphrodite with a flying kiss announces that it in fact is Huaxia. Huaxia's audience is not happy to hear this. First they were fighting wolves and now it's tigers. Aphrodite thanks everyone for watching, and with this the preliminary round is over, and the next round will start next Monday. And with that everyone starts leaving the arena, but Lu seems curious about something. Scene now shifts to Huaxia War Preparation Center. Lu and Sword Master are just chilling, but MC is thinking about those scared people from Kyoto, so he asks the Sword Master, what 3 cities did Huaxia ceded? General is like what? But he responds that Huaxia ceded the lands of Izhou, southwest China, Hong Kong Island, and Macau. Among them Izhou had the richest land area and population resources, and it has been over 50 years since Izhou was ceded through 5 divine battles. MC is shocked to hear this and asks if they haven't even tried to recover lost territory. Master explains that with Huaxia's previous strength they exerted all their efforts to avoid being encroached by foreign enemies. There was simply no extra strength to recover the lost territory. Lu can't believe all this, so he decides that, since the previous generation had no extra strength, but starting today, Huaxia will recover its lost territory. MC now asks the general about all the information of all the commanding deities currently in Huaxia. Master now asks if Lu is planning to recover the lost territories with these commanding deities. He should know it'll be very difficult. No one has ever accomplished it in Huaxia. Lu is like, he can't bear to watch his compatriots suffer inhuman enslavement from other countries again. Seeing Lu like this, Master believes him. So Master makes hologram deities appear before MC. MC notices that these are all human deities from previous life who were brave and good at fighting. MC realizes that the famous King Xiong from his previous life is actually only a B-grade deity. Master states that Huaxia's human deities are weak, and the chance and strength of awakening demon deities will be much stronger. Therefore, there are not many commanding gods. MC checks the photos and states that he needs 3 deities. These 3 look fascinating. Master realizes that Bai Qi and Neza are prominently in strength among deities. As for this Xiong Yu, he's a bit weak. Next chapter starts with Lu standing in front of a kid, and looking at this deity the kid summoned. This kid is excited to see that his compatibility with Xiong Yu has already reached 90%. Huaxia Elder is shocked to see that in just a moment this kid advanced from C rank summoner to SS rank. It's thanks to Lu for granting a lot of divinity to this general, but the price he's paying will be difficult to bear. Elder stops MC and tells him to stop pushing himself so much, he's already done enough. For Huaxia, MC straight up ignores him, and starts focusing, and channeling Pangu in this awesome-looking panel. This is the 9 cycles mysterious art. MC is going deep in this power, and he finally controlled it. Lu now tells us that the soul damage caused by granting divinity is completely nullified by this 9 cycles mysterious art. This means that Lu can fully restore the missing divinity of Huaxia's deities. Now MC tells the elder to stop worrying about him. His deity is Pangu, plus he is negating the damage. Elder can't believe what he's hearing. This kid named Yangwei is very happy with his compatibility with his deity, and this kid thanks Lu for granting Xiong Yu new divinity. MC is glad to help. MC now realizes that even now Xiong Yu refused to cross the Jiangdong River, and this Xiong Yu was also a towering hero in Huaxia's history and civilization. It's just that his glory has never been witnessed, experienced or felt. Maybe starting today, Xiong will be seen by the world once more. Now this cute girl appears besides Lu, says hi because Lu is her idol. MC says hello to her, and I guess this girl is the summoner of deity Neza, and Neza appears in front of Lu and states that he can sense the aura of her ancestors on him. Lu now remembers that Pangu transformed into the 3 purities, and Taizhenren is a direct disciple of Yuanshi Tianzuan, the head of the 3 purities. And Neza, as Taizhenren's disciple, is technically a grand disciple of Pangu. Neza sees Pangu behind MC, he calls out to her ancestor and starts crying, and he quickly bows before Pangu. MC remembers that Neza's heart is quite pure, essentially like a child who lacks father's love, and all the mischievous acts he committed were just to attract Li Zhang's attention. By the way, I am no expert in Chinese myths, but so far this manhwa is killing it with the facts. MC now starts giving Neza divinity, thinking that he was so moved by the ancestor who carefully looked after him. Taizhenren, MC recites a small poem about Neza while striking him with lightning, and just like that Neza is reborn with his full power. Girl Summoner is excited to see that her compatibility with Neza has increased to 80%. Pangu now reaches his hand out to Neza, and blesses him with some Azura-looking shit. With Neza's coming out of Neza, Neza now thanks his ancestor for the buffs. And now we are officially introduced to the summoner, and her name is Lin, with a S-rank Neza. Lin now thanks Lu. She never thought Neza had so much potential, and now it's Lu the main waifu's turn. Waifu is looking at MC with puppy dog eyes. MC sees her and thinks that the deity of slaughter Bai Qi has been granted all his divinity. MC knows that Bai Qi's personal abilities may be inferior to Neza and Xiong Yu, but he's formidable in his strategic vision and command abilities. So MC states that they need to undertake a very difficult task together, to reclaim the lost territories of Izhou, Hong Kong, and Macau for Huaxia, and everyone important plus new fighters are looking at this hologram map of China. Lu now informs everyone that currently, all participating countries are closely monitoring the situation of the mythical battle, and the protection of the core capital areas remain tight. However, the troop deployment in the colonies must be weaker than usual. Lu wants the general to dispatch 30,000 troops. They are to be deployed by these new deities, to simultaneously recapture the 3 lost territories. Master Trust MC, City Lord now states that even if the forces are weak, the defenders of the 3 cities shouldn't be something a mere 10,000 soldiers could break through. Moreover, Lu although knows all the deities' characteristics. Master now stops Old Bai from talking more, and reminds him that if it weren't for Lu, the losses incurred by Huaxia in this divine battle would have been immeasurable, and he states that for young people with abilities and ideals, they should trust them more. MC is happy to hear this, and states that he needs the official media to broadcast the surprise attack live, to boost the morale of the entire nation. MC knows that the Tianshu controls the media, so he's going to leave this to head. Master asks, but, what if they fail? Elder is afraid that Huaxia will become a laughingstock, and that will have a greater impact on everyone, but MC is very confident and tells the elder to rest assured, they will win this battle. Next chapter starts with Lu commanding everyone. Over the microphone he notifies Neza to prepare for a battle of the gods, and we are in the command room. Lu is controlling the surprise attack. Now we switch to this floating with fire under his feet Neza at the Tianzhu colony. Ijo with a fucking army, and there is an army in front of Neza, and there's this Indian deity named Brahma sitting on a giant peacock. Insolent demon child, how dare you trespass on the lands of Tianzhu, he yells. At Neza, Elder realizes that this Tianzhu's supreme lord of heaven, but he's not sure how it's possible. MC now states that Brahma is one of the three main deities of India, plus he's also the highest-ranking deity in Brahmanism, although his status has been in decline since the golden age of Gupta dynasty. Dude seriously with the facts, so MC wonders why would he appear in a remote colony like Ijo. MC is still thinking about what's going on, and he thinks that even if Neza unlocked his full power, Lu's afraid that Neza might not be a match for Brahma in a single clash. Neza laughs and asks if this is the land of Tianzhu, and he states that since ancient times, Huaxia has been divided into the 9 provinces, and Ijo is under the jurisdiction of Yangzhou, which is a city in China, so how dare this Brahma call it the land of Tianzhu? So Neza has come here to return his homeland and reclaim lost Huaxian territory. How dare this Brahma stop him? This young fire deity is ready to fight. Elder can't believe at how impulsive this Neza is, even if he's SS rank, but before Brahma, he's nothing more than a slightly stronger ant. Lu thinks that with Brahma's power, he shouldn't be talking so much. MC fears that something is wrong with his condition. Brahma now starts channeling some green aura and states that he didn't expect Neza to be a son of Buddha. Now he states that Huaxia's Buddhism has deep roots in India as well, and Neza's arrival here was fated by the will of heaven, so he should follow his destiny, and abandon the darkness for the light, and return to the embrace of Buddhism. Neza gets angry and tells him that his fate is his own, not for heaven to decide, let alone Buddhism, and this crazy deity traps Brahma with his red scarf thingy, and charges at him. MC is happy to see that Neza is bold yet cautious. He may act arrogant, but when he strikes, it's with the force of a thunderbolt, holding nothing back, and bam, Neza hits the target, but it seems the peacock put up a barrier. Both Brahma and Neza look like Azura. Elder and Lu are shocked to see the power of this Brahma. An SS-rank deity like Neza can't even break through his defense with a full-force attack, but Sword Master states that there's a chance, because Brahma's aura isn't stable, and so Neza is able to break Brahma's barrier with his spear. Seeing this, Brahma is sure that Neza is natural-born son of Buddha, and he belongs in the Buddhist hall, cast in a golden body, and worshipped by the masses, so he better not go astray. Neza is like, cut the crap, and slams Brahma into the ground with his fire spear. Elder wonders how the fuck is this happening, but this is exactly what Lu thought would happen. Sword Master states that this might not be Brahma's true form. Neza's spear hits one of the Brahmas and cracks him. Other incarnation of Brahma push away the spear, and he yells, "How dare you upstart!" Neza, all confident, now asks if the so-called Buddha is this hypocritical, just a mere incarnation, and he still puts on such an act. He readies his fire spear and tells Brahma to fuck off. All the Brahmas are scared of this fire demon child. Spear hits the target and this incarnation of Brahma starts dissipating. Elder is glad to see that it was just an incarnation of Brahma, so Neza was able to handle it. MC is shocked and thinks that Brahma's position in Tianzhu is precarious. He's been pushed so far by Vishnu and Shiva that he has to send incarnations to preach in the colonies. Sword Master stats that these 3 Indian deities are all formidable opponents in the mythic arena. Scene now shifts to Guangdao, and Xiang Yu is ordering the soldiers to open the seacocks on all ships, and burn every ferry. Xiang yells that their compatriots who have withered away abroad have suffered for far too long, so today they burn their boats and sink their cauldrons. Stalking it all on one last chance, with their backs to the river, they will reclaim their lost land. Soldiers are admiring this legendary king and they are ready to die while serving under him, and so everyone starts chanting, with their backs to the river they will reclaim their lost land. Elder now asks the IT guys if the live streaming systems isn't ready yet. IT department responds to the dean that there was no signal earlier, but it's all set up now. Elder tells them to quickly patch the live feed to Huaxia's largest streaming platform, I guess it's Twitch, lol. Scene now shifts to Gangdao Music and Culture Plaza, and this pianist is about to teach the most famous song of the Eagle Empire, a piece with a gorgeous melody, God Save the Queen. Pianist asks if anyone has learned this song before. One student now tells this pianist teacher that Huaxia Nation has its own songs, but this pianist bastard states that Huaxia doesn't know anything about music. How could they possibly have their own songs? This is ridiculous to even think about it. We switch back to Xiang and he tells the soldiers to not alarm the civilians. Their target is the Great Eagle Empire's army, so he asks if the live stream is on, and yes, it's on. Lu is ready to begin the show. Scene shifts back to the music plaza, and students are standing around the stage. Next we shift to Myeong Streets. Command room is told that whole system and all signals have been connected. Pianist is still giving his bullshit speech, and some student tells him that the first song they learned in elementary school was My Motherland. We switch back to the street and see some Indian royal, I guess, staring at this beautiful Huasian girl, and this Indian royal tells his servant to take her away. And this hitman-looking servant grabs her. Girl asks what are they going to do to her. This royal is about to grab her and calls her a lowly Huaxia Nation woman, and this bastard is going to make her a concubine of a high-caste young master of Indian nation, so she should consider it good fortune. Pianist now tells the students to sing the Huaxia song. Pianist is waiting and students are getting ready to sing. Fat student now starts singing, A Great River with Wide Waves. Female student joins in with, The Wind Blows, and rice flowers scent both banks. Pianist is carefully listening to them. These two students start singing, My home is on the bank, used to the boatman's chants, used to the white sails on the boat, and these students are dancing and enjoying. Pianist bastard is pissed on seeing these students enjoying and dancing. In the street someone slaps away that royal Indian bastard's hand away from the cute girl. It's Xiang, and he tells this bastard to get your dirty hand off. Bastard sees this giant and yells, Do you know who I am? But Xiang is like fuck off, and stabs this bastard with his spear, and kills him on the spot. Seeing this all the guards rush in. This Agent 47 takes off his glasses. Agent now summons his own deity and asks Xiang if he wants to be enemies with Tianzhu, and with that all the agents surround Xiang with their deities. Seeing this Xiang yells that all those who stand in his way will be slain. Agents get scared on seeing his aura, and with that other soldiers of Huaxia with their deities charge into the streets, and push back the agents. In the plaza, Huaxia students are still singing, In this warm land, there is peace and sunshine everywhere. In the command room Elder points out that they need to head to the arena. The Divine Battle Group stage is about to begin. Hearing this Sword Master states that friends are welcomed with fine wine, but if jackals come, MC adds to it, they'll only be met with hunting rifles. Both the boys are locked in. Scene shifts to Tianzhu Nation audience seating, and they are discussing which deities should appear in this group stage. Chibi leader Monk states that first they should discuss the battle mood for this divine battle, but suddenly a servant barges in, and tells the monks that the colonial Gangdao has been attacked by Huaxia, and he tells the big monk that his son Vikram Singh has unfortunately died. Monk can't believe what he's hearing. All the monks are pissed that Huaxia ambushed their cities during the divine battle, so they should be paid back for this terrorist attack. They even killed the leader's son. Servant now gives even more bad news that Varanasi has also been attacked. Big monk gets angry hearing this and states that Varanasi is a Buddhist holy site. Is Huaxia aiming for an all-out war? He asks. And this bitch is ready to make them suffer for this. Demon monk now states that in this divine battle they have priority in choosing, and so for this battle they are going to choose God Demon Free for All. Other monk states that this free for all hasn't appeared in the mythic arena for almost 2 seasons, and another guy states that this type of battle tests a nation's number of powerful gods and its underlying strength. Only by slaying the last deity standing can one win. The rules are bloody and cruel, and that's why this rarely appears in the group stage. Chibi monk stands up, all demon-like, and states that Huaxia has a cultural gap. Even with a genius like Lu, their foundation is still insufficient, so it'll be difficult for them to defeat the deeply rooted Tianzhu in free-for-all. Our team has made it to the arena and Elder tells us that Neza, Xiangyu, and Bai Qi have already led troops to Varanasi city. MC All Confident states that the interest on Tianzhu's colonization of Gangdao has only just begun. Now we enter the center stage and see this awesome thick Goth goddess of the underworld, Ereshkigal, and I love her. Goth Queen now informs everyone that Aphrodite is indisposed, so she will be hosting this divine battle group stage, and now she mentions that since Tianzhu has the priority choice, so this divine battle will use God Demon. But before she could finish the sentence, some drunk bastard tells this snot-nosed little girl to get down to him. And how the hell can she replace their beloved sexy goddess Aphrodite? Goth Queen gets super pissed on hearing this. Goth Queen now walks over to this guy, and looking extra spicy she tells the drunk bastard to take a closer look. Who is sexier? She asks. Drunk is like, you're not bad either. Hearing this, Goth mommy grabs this drunk bastard, and breaks his neck, and just like that this drunk bastard is dead. Some other guy starts yelling that how dare this goth lasagna took a life just because of a joke. This guy hopes this goth mommy gets the punishment she deserves. Raven Queen tell this guy to be silent, and suddenly all these black birds charge at him, and start eating his flesh. And so only the bones are left. Goth Queen now shows us those thick AF thighs. She is enjoying this, and she finally announces that it's going to be a free-for-all. There are several rules, but the most important one is that the battle is declared in victory only when all deities of one side are dead. Huaxia audience is not happy to hear this. They know these Tianzhu bitches are afraid of Lu. That's why they are using group battle to defeat them. One guy states that Tianzhu has an unbroken lineage. The grade and number of deities they've excavated far surpasses Huaxia. Elder states that with the current foundation of awakened deities in Huaxia, Elder is afraid that they can't gain the upper hand in this free-for-all. Some Tianzhu monk now approaches the Goth Queen and states that they have heard that Huaxia cannot accept this free-for-all, so can they have Huaxia seed? Goth baddie asks if they have said enough, and posing all sexy she states that why should she help them draft rules? Do they really thinks that she is like Aphrodite? Someone they can just push, but suddenly she see a cute puppy, and this goth baddie goes full smitten for this puppy, and she asks if this little puppy is with the monk, and yes it is. Monk thinks that things are working out exactly as that demon monk predicted. Other monks are praising this little a-hole. Goth baddie asks to pet and sure she can, and if she likes they can also give her this puppy. Goth baddie really wants her own puppy. Monk tells her that this puppy was originally a gift for her, representing Tianzhu's sincerity. Goth baddie holds the puppy and states that their sincerity has really moved her. Now with a puppy in her arms she states that based on the proposal from Tianzhu, if Huaxia doesn't want to accept the free-for-all, then 5 cities will be ceded to Tianzhu in exchange for the right to change the battle mode. Huaxia, do you agree? She asks. Huaxia audience is not happy to hear this. They know Tianzhu is bribing this goth baddie. They know this is a difficult choice, but they also know that they are no match for Tianzhu. But even if they cede 5 cities and then lose they would have given up more, and that would be a devastating blow to Huaxia. Sword Master advises MC to cede the land in exchange, because they have no chance of winning this free-for-all. Elder also advises MC to retreat now for a powerful punch later. Lu thinks and asks if he has the right to choose. Master tells him that he is the hero of Huaxia, so whatever he chooses, they will support him, and so Lu decides that they are going to fight, and he yells that Huaxia agrees to the free-for-all. Goth baddie and the monk have heard the response. Bangzi audience thinks that this is a foolish choice. Lu is risking the entire nation for a moment of personal feeling. Sakura losers yell that Huaxia will pay for being so arrogant. Greece audience states that the people of Huaxia are like caged birds in the corner of the Parthenon, completely unaware of the vastness of the sky. Big Tianzhu monk is ready to avenge his son, and make cups from the skulls of Huaxia's chosen, to comfort his son's spirit in heaven. Lu now calls out to the goth baddie and states that after one side chooses the battle mode, the other side should be able to choose the victory reward, right? Goth baddie and her boobs are interested in what Lu has to say, and so Lu states that the victory reward be half of the land and national destiny. Greece audience can't believe it. MC has made 2 unwise choices. Only by having more population can one nation obtain more deities and increase national destiny. yet they are short-sighted, because they choose the most useless land. Lu thinks that with Huaxia's true foundation, why bother inheriting the population and heritage of Tianzhu, Goth? Baddie with her puppy state that since the reward has been decided, now she is going to invite the representatives of Huaxia and Tianzhu to come on stage, to witness this bloody and exciting group battle. Elder now tells Lu that he is being too impulsive, although he receives dreams from immortals, and he can awaken completely new and powerful deities, but still. MC is getting annoyed by this old fart. Elder now informs us that this group battle is chosen from the already awakened deities, and the number of powerful deities in Huaxia is far less than that of Tianzhu. Lu tells him that the battle has been decided, they can only try to find a way to win. He continues and states that Huaxia's pantheon holds a large number of deities, they are all unknown due to lack of divinity. I still don't see Monkey King here. Anyway, Lu is sure that once these deities are granted new divinity, they can unleash power far beyond their ranks. Goth Baddie tells the representatives of each country to proceed to the preparation area. Big Monk sees Lu and asks who the fuck is the culprit behind this attack on Tianzhu cities. Tianzhu cities? MC asks and points out that it's clearly Tianzhu, who have occupied the inherent territory of Huaxia, so how dare this monk question him here shamelessly, and this badass straight up tells the monk without hesitation that the planner of this operation is him. This monk is named Vikram Raj and he starts clapping, because in this group battle he will let MC know the cruelty of divine battle. And with that the first match of group stage Greece vs Sakura is about to start. Goth Baddie announces that the second match will be Huaxia vs Tianzhu, and so Vikram and Lu are told to rest in the preparation area, and she announces that the battle mode for both matches will be God-Demon group battle. Demon Monk is impressed that Greece also choose the group battle, and Sakura agreed. Some other monk states that once Greece completely devours Sakura nation, they will probably become India's strongest opponent, but once they swallow Huaxia, and devour their lands and deities, then there will be nothing to fear. The first match is about to start and this guy named Heliodorus is about to summon Kratos. LOL, he actually summons Apollo. Waifu is impressed and tells her uncle to look. Greece actually summoned the sun deity Apollo. Elder now tells us that Apollo is one of the 12 Olympus gods, and he is also the son of Zeus and Leto, and although he's not a good king-level deity, his strength is among the strongest below king level, and he states that even facing the now weakened Sakura nation, Greece has shown due respect, and suddenly this Heliodorus summoned sea deity Poseidon, and then fire deity Hephaestus. Elder now tells us that this is the strongest combat force below king level. It seems that Greece is very determined to win this battle, and with Sakura's foundation, it's hard to imagine any deity who can match these three powerful deities. It's Sakura's turn to summon. This NPC-looking guy or girl maybe touches the stone and summons the beauty. It's Amaterasu. Heliodorus looks at the beauty and wonders if her divinity is greater compared to the last divine battle. It's far more stronger than just one level. Huaxia Elder too notices a new aura on Amaterasu's body, and states that both Apollo and Amaterasu have similar attributes, because they are both incarnations of sun in their respective pantheons. City Lord now tells us that judging from the past battle, Amaterasu's strength is slightly weaker than Apollo's. Demon Monk also notices that Amaterasu has gotten stronger, but Sakura doesn't have any other deities to go against sea and fire deities of Greece. A-hole Monk wonders what Sakura nation will use to counter Greece. Goth Baddie now tells the Sakura summoner to continue to select the deities for this group battle, but Sakura summoner tells her that they have already finished selecting. Goth Queen is shocked to hear this. Lu is also shocked to hear this. India call this summoner a bold maniac. Huaxia's elder can't believe that Amaterasu is going to fight 1 against 3, so he wonders if she is courting defeat. Great Eagle Elders asks if Sakura has completely given up and states if Sakura doesn't even have courage to try against these below king-level deities of Greece. Goth Baddie is speechless to hear this response from Sakura summoner, so she asks the summoner to confirm again if they are giving up on summoning more deities to fight. And the answer is yes, Sakura is only going to fight using Amaterasu. Scene now shifts to this handsome devil by Chi and he reports back that the last colony Macau has been recovered. Command room is very happy to get this news. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one.